Hey, how's it going today? How is everyone? We're going to continue more with the evidence for the Frankie Hildebrand case. And as you guys know, last Friday, they did a huge evidence dump. Body cam footages were released, interrogations, Oh, hello, madam. How are you doing today? Thank you so much for the follow. Interrogations were released, interviews, photos, journal diary entries, and we covered most of them, but there were some that I didn't cover. And so today we're going to continue with, I think Frankie does a second interview. There's no video for some reason. It's just an audio recording. We're going to listen to that. We're going to watch the rest of the body cam footage of the two women getting arrested, getting put in the cars. And we have some photo evidence that we're going to look at. And don't worry if you're at work or whatever. They're all safe for work stuff. If you guys do want to look at the other stuff, I think Court TV and then was it Fox 13? They posted some pictures of like some of the children's injuries. That's on there. So if you guys want to watch that, it's the links are in the Discord. It will link to other articles or Court TV. I think they posted all that. But we're going to look at all the safe for work stuff. It's just pictures. And yeah, that's where we're going to start today. Hello, Rose. How are you doing today? How's it going? Hope you guys had a good weekend. Have you guys been? Cheryl has the, I don't know, man. Something is bugging his stomach today. So if I have to pop out a stream randomly, I might have to. I had to take him outside a couple minutes ago because, I don't know, he's got the runs right now. So once he starts walking around and he starts whining, I'm just going to run downstairs. Hi, Christine. How are you doing today? Yeah, happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Whee! It's Wednesday. It's almost the weekend. I feel like I was just here. Well, I mean, I did stream on Friday, I guess. Candace, hello. What? Listening from about 20 minutes away from Jodi's house? The house is like on sale right now? I heard it's on sale for $5 million, but Frankie is trying to put a stop to that sale. I guess because he wants the proceeds, the money to go towards therapy for his children, which would make sense because the children, they went through a lot from the hands of not just Jodi, but Ruby as well. So they need all the therapy they can get. Hi, Deb. How are you doing today? Ron, what's crack-a-lackin'? Hello, hello. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Let me remove my overlays really quick. Also, for today's stream, some of the audio is not great. So I had to import them into my video editing software. And we're just gonna watch it on there. I think it'll be a lot easier. And we'll just be able to, have full control of it. Like we can adjust the audios on our own and all that good stuff. Hi, Sarah, the fudge lady. Oh, that sounds yummy. Yes, by the way, she won't get $5 million out of it. I haven't looked at comps in that area to see if houses do go for $5 million in that area, but I think like aren't interest rates still kind of high? I don't know if people are still buying homes right now or not, but I don't know. I mean, it's a nice house, but if you looked inside the house, it's huge, it's empty. We'll look through the pictures, by the way, of the house. When we're looking at the basement where the safe room / panic room was, the basement was completely empty. And it was really weird because there was a stacked dryer washer unit just in the middle of the room. And I was like, was she planning to move it around? Or I don't know, it was like in the middle of the room. It was like so weird. She's probably gonna get 3.5 million. So I had, we went through Jodi Hildebrand's book, right? And there's this portion where she was trying to sell her house and then she got really offended at someone for lowballing her. So I wonder if the same cycle is happening right now where, either she's not getting offers or she's getting lowball offers. And she's probably like, maybe reaming out her real estate agent right now, or I don't know. But we have our book here. I tried to return it back to Amazon and they didn't even take it back. They're just like, here, we'll refund you the money. You can keep the book. I'm like, great. Now what? Now what do I do with this? Hello, Tadpole. How are you doing today? How's it going? How you doing? All right, let's sift through. I think we're going to start off with the footage of the women getting arrested. And then I'm going to wait for more people to pop on here because I want to listen to Frankie's police interrogation. Now, for some reason, there's no date for this interrogation. There's no date, there's no video footage, so I can't see what the timestamps are. I don't know. It's just an audio recording. So I'm assuming he might have came back after the first interrogation. He probably came back with his lawyer just to do like a follow-up interview maybe. But yeah, there's no I don't know what the date is. May have to drop the pride because of what happened there too. Hi, Dino. How are you doing today? How's it going? I also do wonder are there going to be other victims of Jodi Hildebrand that are going to go after her after all this? You know, I wonder if anyone's going to try to do like civil lawsuits or anything like that, because they're like, look at this lady. She's got this couple $1 million house. Like, she's got some money in the bank. You know, maybe we can get some money from her to pay for therapy fees. But yeah, anyways, I'm trying to think, what should I start with first? I think I want to do the police, this one right here. We'll start with this one and then we'll make our way. Oh, also, we have the full body cam footage of, apparently Ruby Frankie got pulled over a couple days before this whole thing went down. I want to watch bits and pieces of it just to look at her demeanor, because I do wonder how her demeanor is with law enforcement, whether she just generally has like a mistrust for them, to see if she like vibes with them. So I want to watch parts of it. Oh, you watched the 2020 show Friday night? I heard about that. I heard they were doing this whole thing about the Frankie Hildebrand stuff. How was it, Christine? I haven't seen it yet. I just heard articles about it. Hold on, let me drag this over here so I can read the rest of your guys' chat. It's like cutting off. You're looking while you're working. Are you twerking as well, Dadpole? Hope you're well. Yeah, we're just chilling. Shiro has diarrhea today, so I'm just keeping an eye on him. Just making sure he's doing okay. Staying hydrated. Does he have water up here? He should have water up here. Okay. Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on him right now. It's funny because I didn't stream on Monday or Tuesday and he was completely fine. And then the day that I'm going to stream, he's like, oh, I got a tummy ache. Help me. I have issues. Help me, please. All right, let me switch on over here. Oh, wait, should I start with reading? Maybe we'll read the incident report. Let's start reading with the incident report, and then we'll work our way through all the other evidence. Let's see. So this is a witness statement, by the way, from, I believe it's the man that called 911. I have not watched the ring cam footage. I haven't watched anything involving the children in the footages, but all those evidence, that's all uploaded. You guys can watch that. Yeah, I know. They show pictures of the boy's injuries, the shoulder blades. Yeah. And it's crazy because we're going to listen to a phone call with Jodi Hildebrand where she's speaking to God knows who. I don't know who she's talking to, but she essentially says that the kids did it to themselves. Like, oh, we didn't do that. They did it to themselves. Yeah, we put the binders on, but they did it to themselves. Like, I don't know. It's just like, it's so whack. Like, the women are just fucking, they're just batshit crazy. And then when Ruby's talking on the phone with Kevin Frankie, she was like, oh yeah, they're going to the hospital, but it's not even that bad. It's like, no, the children's condition were horrible. They were so skinny. They were so malnourished. They're supposed to be 9, 12-year-old happy kids, you know, but here they are eating beans and chicken. And there are pictures, by the way, of the beans and the chicken. It's not even like home cooked beans. They're like nasty ass, like canned beans that look so gross. And that's all they were feeding the kids. You know, like eating the same thing every day, if they even got food, right? But then meanwhile, when you're looking at the photos, Jodi has like a full cupboard of like baked goods, like frosting, like brownie batter, like wine. Like if you look in her cupboard, it's like, it's not like they're not eating good. They're eating pretty fucking well. And they have like a lot of things in there that they could have cooked for the kids, but they didn't want to because they were torturing them. So anyways, it's horrible. This show would make me angry to watch. Yeah, this whole thing is pretty, I don't know. I know it's up to the boards of parole and pardon for how long these women are going to be sentenced for. I just want to know, like, is it going to be a long time or what? Or are they going to get out in a couple months or a couple years? Like, what's going on here? I want to know. I just want to know. All right, let's start with this witness statement. So again, I believe this is from the man who called 911. We've listened to the 911 call many times. He tears up. He's there with his wife. And yeah, let's just get into it. Statement for Ivan's police, 12-year-old boy asking for help. On Wednesday, August 30 at 10:46 a.m., our doorbell rang. I was slow to answer because I have mobility issues and my wife was in the bathroom. When I answered, I saw a young boy who had started to walk away. This was startling because our community has no children. I called him back and I asked him what was going on. He said he needed a favor. He asked to be taken to the nearest police station. And this is going to be so heartbreaking because the children are not going to the police station to report these evil adults. He's going to the police station because he thinks he deserves to go to the police station. And he'd rather be in prison than to be under the care of Jodi and Ruby. The boy was in socks, no shoes, walking on hot asphalt on our long rock driveway. Again, this is August. It's like peak, like I feel like July, August are like peak hot season. Ivan's is about, we mapped it. It was like 2 hours away from Vegas, and I go to Vegas a lot. I know how hot it is. Okay. So it's like, it's hot as hell. It's hot as balls over there. Oh, it didn't restart for me. Oh, hi, Junie. Welcome back. Is it good now? Hello. Yeah, they treated those kids horrible. Thank God Russell was able to get out and save them both. I know. And apparently Russell did try ringing on someone else's doorbell, but they didn't answer. I don't know if it was like a different day or it was like somewhere around this time frame. So this kid has tried to ask for help many times. I told him to come sit down on one of our patio chairs by the front door. I sat in the chair beside him, asked him his name. He said it was redacted. I asked his age. He said 12. I asked him, where did he come from? He said Jodi's house. The house is about 100 yards away. Redacted appears emaciated and malnourished. He also had duct tape around each ankle. I asked him about the duct tape around his ankles. He said it was personal business. That is such an adult. I don't know. My heart's is like, oh, it's breaking. I feel like that is such an adult answer. Personal business. A 12-year-old saying that, it would just be like, oh, nothing. I don't want to say anything. But he said it was personal business. I feel like this kid just like is way over matured for his age because of all the shit that he went through. He said it was personal business, but that it was his fault. I did not press the issue but became further alarmed. At the time my wife Debbie came outside, we locked eyes. I told her that redacted here had been staying at Jodi's house. Please bring my phone. Then I asked if he wanted some water or something to eat. He said yes. Debbie ran and brought the phone. She asked redacted if he had any food allergies and then gave him a bottle of water, organic pineapple strip, and a banana. At 10:52 a.m., I called 911. I told the dispatcher a 12-year-old boy had to show up at our door asking for help and stated he appeared emaciated, malnourished, with duct tape around his ankles. I continued to talk to redacted as the 911 dispatcher started giving me questions to ask him. We got his full name as redacted and his age is 12. As we began to look at the duct tape around his ankles, we realized there was saran wrap and blood beneath the duct tape. We also discovered he had duct tape around his wrists, hidden by long sleeves. And again, he said, I got these wounds because of me. It was obvious to us that he had been in bondage. Hi, Amy. How are you doing today? Oh, was it the same day? Hi, Kayla. This is so sad. Yeah, this is so heartbreaking. Lady, how are you doing today? Are you feeling better, by the way, lady? I hope you're feeling better. Hi, Rain. How are you doing today? I feel like allergies is like slowly kicking my butt. I usually don't get really bad allergies, but my nose situation has been really annoying and my throat too. And my humidifier is like, I don't know, it's doing some weird things right now. You're doing good? Yay! I hope you and the family are doing good too. Nobody's sick, hopefully. I hope everyone's all good and well. Hi, Gigi. How are you doing today? CMB, hello. So for those of you guys who are popping in right now, Friday, there was a huge evidence dump in the Frankie Hildebrand case. We covered most of it. Now I'm just covering the rest of it. But if you guys are at work or anything like that, it's all going to be safe for work stuff. We're not going to look at any graphic images or anything like that. Court TV has posted the injuries that the children suffered, the emaciation of one of the children where you can see like their shoulder blade. So that's not on my stream, but we have linked them in my Discord or, you know, Court TV. And like apparently 2020 also is doing like a doc on this and they already like covered all that. But when you see the pictures, it's just, I don't know, it's just so sad. And there's like other footages, but we're not going to watch any of those. For today's stream, we're going to go over the rest of the evidence. So I think apparently Kevin Frankie comes back for a second police interrogation. I'm assuming at this point he has Randy Kessler, his lawyer, but there's no dates, I don't think, or maybe they'll state it in the audio recording. There's no videos or anything like that. And then we'll look at some photo evidence. Again, it's all going to be safe for work stuff and some other statements, some police some jailhouse calls. Okay, there's one jailhouse. I mean, all the jailhouse calls are pretty bad, but like Jodi is just, oh my God, Jodi. Like I almost felt sorry for her for a second when I saw her crying in the police cam. Okay, but you know what? I gotta remember this. She wasn't crying for the kids. She wasn't crying because she felt bad. She was crying for herself and because she got caught and she was afraid how the world would look at her and how everyone was gonna judge her and how no one was gonna give her a chance to explain herself. Okay, she was just crying for herself because when we listen to these jailhouse calls, she essentially blames the kids for their injuries. She's like, they did it to themselves. Now I want to know who was on the other receiving end of that phone call, because I wonder if that person found out all this evidence and was like, oh shit, this is actually pretty fucking bad. Wow, Jodi really made it seem like the kids are just sleeping on the floor and that's considered, oh, that's like abuse or something. It's horrible. They are non-spring break loving. Oh, it's spring break right now. Yay. Are you guys getting at least good weather over there? Or is it like already getting kind of hot? Yeah, apparently it was like a mixture of like cayenne pepper and honey. And some people on the internet, on Reddit were like, "Oh, maybe this is like some home remedy to treat wounds." But like, you got to remember, we live in a very modern day and age. It's not like these women were living bumfuck nowhere. Okay, there are gas stations nearby. They can probably go to a CVS, maybe like, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes away. Grocery stores, like, they can get some Neosporin, they can get some hydrogen peroxide. I feel like they were just doing it to make it more torturous. And, I am kind of curious now. Like, next time I get a cut, I don't know, maybe I'll put some honey and cayenne pepper on there to see if it actually stings and if it actually hurts. Because it sounds like it would hurt like a crap ton. I don't know. It seems like they were just trying to make it even more insufferable, which is horrible. The dispatcher asked his mother's name. He said Ruby Frankie, but that he didn't know where she was. When asked, Redacted said he had 10 and a 14-year-old sister still at Jodi's house. Before the ambulance arrived, Redacted reminded us that he had been our door. Oh my God, this is so sad. So Redacted reminded us that he had been to our door last Christmas, delivering a gift from Jodi. We recalled a woman and several children bringing over a plate of Christmas cookies, and my wife exchanged Christmas trees as well at the time. The women explained she was a friend of Jodi's. So that must have been Ruby Frankie. She was probably at Jodi Hildebrand's house. This is after her and Kevin and Frankie were separated, I guess. They must have been spending the holidays together. And I don't know. These are the type of people, I feel like they just want to look good to the community. So like, maybe to make themselves feel better, they'll like, on Christmas, they'll knock on people's doors. They'll like offer cookies and all that stuff. Or like they'll go to cemeteries and clean up garbage, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't know. I feel like for these people, it's all about the image. It's all about the image with Ruby Frankie, because when I look back at some of the photos with her and the 8 passengers and then like some of the video stuff that they did, I feel like she cared so much about what people thought about her, until when everyone came at them, she was like, you know what, fuck all you guys then, screw this. And then she just kind of vanished at some point, right? Anyways, at that point, Redacted had consumed the food, so Debbie made him a bag with small snacks in it. An ambulance arrived at 11:02 a.m. The EMTs, sorry, I just want to see what time. Okay, so they came pretty quickly. That's good. The EMTs immediately ascertained that a duct tape covered deep wounds, and they ceased cutting the tape off. When asked how he got them, Redacted said rope. The wounds were the same on both ankles and wrists. The EMTs asked him to walk to the ambulance because they needed to treat him there. The police officer wanted to carry him, but Redacted was determined to walk. Debbie gave him sandals so he could walk across our sharp driveway rocks. The ambulance didn't move for about half an hour, then left for the hospital. The first policeman arrived simultaneously with the ambulance. He observed Redacted's wounds and heard Redacted say rope had caused them. He gently asked Redacted a few more questions, got his mother's name as Ruby Frankie, home in Springville, which is about 3 to 4 hours away, by the way. He then stepped away to communicate. Within minutes, things began to happen fast. He told the police we're all responding to this one. Numerous police vehicles quickly arrived. It was obvious the police took Redacted and his sister's situation extremely seriously. We advised them that we thought Jodi's house had a full basement with a panic/safe room. We have a video of Redacted's arrival and several minutes thereafter on our Ring doorbell system. Cayenne is what slave owners use on the slave wounds. I don't trust Kevin. I think he wants all that money for himself. Yeah, I give Kevin the side eye. I don't have much. We don't have much information about Kevin, but I give him the side eye. I'm hoping for the best because for the sake of the children. But I heard about that actually. Super glue. I think my friend told me to do that. They used super glue to close wounds during World War. Doesn't mean they should be doing that shit show now. LOL. I feel like I remember. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, no, sorry. I think I heard about that, but I don't think they told me to do it. Okay, because I feel like I got a deep cut before during the pandemic. And then, it's not super glue. It's actually like some sort of like skin glue for paper cuts or something. You can get at CVS. Sorry, it's something else. But I heard the super glue thing. There is a skin version of that could work. All right. So that is the witness statement from the neighbor. Now, y'all, I'm gonna... this handwriting is a little bit rough. I will try my best to read this, but this is from a different neighbor. Upon returning from work, I noticed police activity on something court. Found out later in media about the arrest of Jodi Hildebrand and Ruby Franke. I checked my home security videos the next day and saw that Redacted came to my front door. The time was 11:39 a.m. Oh, so that was before he went to the other house. Okay. Sadly, we were not home to help. Not sure if this is, I don't know if that says something, pertinent to the investigation, but we wanted to pass it along. Video to follow by email. Redacted rang the doorbell, but found no one home. He was wearing a long sleeve blue shirt, shorts and socks, no shoes. Wounds are visible on his legs. His ankles appear to have some type of wrapping. He left at 11:39. I live with Ariel, and I sent text messages to both neighbors upon return home from work and seeing the police activity on the street. Jodi was one of those neighbors. I was simply confirming if they were safe. I did not get a response from Jodi. Yeah, because she was in jail and she already had her stuff confiscated. There's a brand of super glue for wounds called, Dermabond. Yeah, I heard about that, Dermabond. You can use super glue in a pinch if you're like out camping or something like that. Mind you, it was just done temporarily only so the soldiers didn't bleed out on the way to the hospital. Yeah, I've heard of the super glue thing before too. All right, other document. This is from police stuff. Let me scroll down. There we got lots of redactions here. Okay. So I think some of these are from the people that treated the children as well. Because I think we read this one. I think we read this one as well. I'm trying to think which one we didn't read. So this is talking about the children being taken to the hospital. They know that it's from the YouTube mom. They had DCF go and take away her other children that were under her care. All right, so here's some of the officer activity. I arrived at the hospital to speak with Child 1. I made contact with Dr. Foster, who informed me that based on Child 1's injuries and vitals, he was going to be put on medical hold. I made contact with Child 1 and observed deep lacerations on his ankles with several open wounds. Child 1 appeared to be malnourished as I was able to see his bone structure. Yeah, and it's so crazy because when Ruby found out that the children were brought to the hospital, she's like, why? Like, it's not even that bad. Ugh. Like, it's so crazy how she just thinks everyone around her was just over exaggerating and probably just over, I don't know, like just panicking for no reason. I don't know. These people are like, it's crazy. And it's so annoying now because I feel like now Ruby is just going to be like, oh, it's all Jodi's fault. It's all Jodi's fault, you know, blah, 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 blah. And then she's going to cite some like, you know, religious shit. And then I can see her, you know, having people around her forgiving her for this. Like they're going to be like, oh, you know, Ruby, it really was Jodi's fault. It was all Jodi. And you're just clouded. And I don't know. I feel like her family members for sure probably already forgave her. Yeah, the wounds on his ankles look really bad. Like, I don't know what kind of rope injury would cause that unless he was trying to get out and squeezed out of it. I don't know. It looked so painful. So this is talking about them searching at the search warrant. They found her podcast room. Oh my God. Okay, so Officer Ray was assigned to photography. Detective Ward was assigned to evidence collection. Hello, Maverick. How are you doing today? We're just covering the rest of the Frankie Hildebrand evidence that were released. Officer Palufa was in charge of managing the scene log. I had Officer Piakvit sitting with Jodi Hildebrand in the office at the residence. After approximately 4 hours, Child 2 agreed to medical treatment. Medical arrived and transported her to St. George Regional Hospital for medical. I'm so glad that they were so careful with the other child as well and very patient because I don't know, in this situation, I just thought they would just take the kid. Like, okay, we're just taking the hospital. I don't know. You need to come with us, right? But I guess they saw her condition as like not like dire to the point where she had to go ASAP and they wanted to make sure that they wouldn't further traumatize her. But, you know, I'm so glad they were so patient with her. Hi, Muhair. How are you doing today? I've already said the whole family are a bunch of losers. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like them. In the search of the residence, officers located several rolls of duct tape, plastic wrap, used rope, cayenne pepper, and honey paste described from victim child 1, used medical gauze, and other documents describing the forms of discipline in the household. The items were photographed and gathered as evidence. During the investigation, we learned of Jodi Hildebrand and Ruby Franke's presence on social media and podcasts. Remember how Ruby Franke was so adamant in her sentencing speech? She was like, we are not business partners. And then Kevin Franke does like an interrogation. Oh yeah, they're business partners. And then they film videos together. In the home, several laptops were located along with a room that appeared to be set up for filming purposes. Because what if Jodi and Ruby were working together and then Jodi was just paying her in a form of, hey, you can live with me, come stay with me, live with me. I'll discipline your kids for you. That's still a form of payment. Hi, Gold Lucky. How are you doing today? How's it going? With this information reason, we to believe that these laptops and cell phones on the suspect could provide evidentiary value to the case. Another warrant was drafted to collect these items. They got 5 laptops, 3 cell phones. Why did she have so many laptops? Kevin Franke arrived at the police department, and then people were like, why are you here? Who called you? He didn't want to say anything. When the search of the residence was completed, Ruby Franke and Jodi Hildebrand was detained and placed in handcuffs. I performed a pat-down search of Ruby Franke. She was transported to Santa Clara Ivans Police Department for questioning. I then performed a pat-down of Miss Jodi Hildebrand's person and placed her in my patrol vehicle. I transported Miss Hildebrand, went back to the Santa Clarence Ivans Police Department for questioning. And again, we don't really get much. This is an interview of Kevin Franke, which we've already seen, so we're not going to listen to this again. Or I'm not going to recap it. But he came in and they were like, oh, why are you here? Like, who called you? And he didn't want to give that information up. It was Ruby Franke that called him. And at that point, I guess he didn't realize at what horrible state his kids were in. They were trying to get more information out of him, figure out, hey, like, why haven't you seen your kids in like 18 months? Like, are you not like talking with them? Are you not communicating with them? And he's like, no, I haven't talked to them since they moved out. They were separated for 18 months. Jodi Hildebrand came into their lives and somehow he got booted. And then towards the end, they told him what happened. And then, like, we saw that emotional, where they kind of just like left him alone. He was like kind of like emotional and stuff like that. But let's see. Ruby Franke didn't really say anything. Jodi Hildebrand, same thing. Didn't really say much. But remember, Jodi Hildebrand tried so hard to be on the police officer's side. She's like, I get it. I used to be on your side, okay? Like, she used to be like, oh, I used to be sitting on your guys' end, okay? I'm a psychiatrist. Although she's not even a psychiatrist or psychologist. I forgot which one she said, but she's a therapist. She's like, I'm a psychiatrist, okay? I have patients who say things and they turn it against you all the time or some shit like that. She was trying so hard to vibe with them. Morton says, hello, have you heard about Becky Hills? I heard that she resigned, but I have not read any articles about it specifically, but I heard she resigned. Good for her. Good for her. Yeah, the pictures with the blur were really awful. I don't know what she was thinking. Yeah, I heard she resigned. Wait, is there more? Because I want to know more about the wiretapping stuff with her son. Her son was arrested. They fired him. And yeah, I just want to know what's going on with the wiretapping stuff. I have to be careful to avoid the pics. Yeah, they're on Court TV did upload them, but the ones that they upload doesn't show the wounds. I feel like the only ones that are going to show like the actual wounds might be like maybe some docs or something like that, or like yeah, maybe the 2020 doc will show the wounds. But a lot of like the articles that reposted it, they'll usually blur it out, or they'll show the ones before the duct tape and the saran wrap was removed. Wait, is there other updates with Becky? Wait, she held a press conference? It's like, why? You can't wait. Hold on a second. She held a press conference? No, when did that happen? I haven't watched that yet. What's that? I'm so invested in this whole Becky Hill stuff. I know a lot of my viewers are like, oh, we're so done with Becky Hill. Let's move on. I'm like, no. I am invested. Okay. I am invested. But when was the press conference held? Because I do want to watch that. All right, so all this is redacted. Lots of redactions here. And this is the rest of the police officers that arrived on the scene. I was trying to see if there's any other statements from the like EMTs or any of like the hospital staff. Yeah, this is all officer activity. All right. search warrant stuff and what they obtained. Oh yeah, here's all the search warrant stuff. So they got Scott's tape, saran wrap, miscellaneous papers, sticky notes. Oh yeah, they had a journal where Ruby Frankie documented like almost everything. A bowl containing a red liquid with a spoon, some bandages. I think they took a picture of food too, of like the chicken and the beans. We'll go through that in the photos. The kids were done so wrong, just like Lori Vallow. They will never see the errors of their ways. Lori Vallow is a clown, okay? She is a fucking clown. Something up with her. It's like, I don't know. There are just some people that you can't break. I don't know. Or maybe she is so broken inside, but she tries so hard to project that everything is still la 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 land in her mind. I don't know, that she's so happy, that she's so secure. I don't know. That woman she's batshit crazy. All right, let's go through the photos. And again, this is all safe for work stuff. We're not going to look at any crazy shit. Let me do my... Oops, not that one. Photos. Okay. Hello? Did it work? Photos app? Hello? Maybe it won't work. Okay. I have to do this other method then. Display capture. Add. Display capture. Main monitor. Okay. Hello. Let me adjust this really quick. This is my entire monitor right now. Look, guys, I can see you guys on the chat. Hello. And then I could remove this. Sorry, I have like, my allergies are kind of annoying right now, so my nose is a little bit stuffy. All right, is that good? Oh, no. How do I make it bigger? Okay. All right. And we're not going to look at anything crazy, just FYI. You just joined us. Lori is cookie crazy, but Ruby is like... Ruby is like put together crazy. I do agree with that. Oh, the press conference is on Monday. I've been editing my vlog for the past 2 days, so I've been a little bit shut off from the true crime world. I did look at some updates with Sicko Stearns in the Madeline Soto case. Apparently, they uncovered that he had something called Telegram or Telegraph. I don't know. It's like a messenger thing that's like very encrypted, secured, and I don't know, maybe some shady stuff on there. Maybe some shady stuff. Lori and Ruby both have the inclination to find frenemy girlfriends. If they met, they would end up the same friends, but trying to one-up each other all the time. I don't know. Wait, actually, Lori and Chad were Mormons, right? Or did they have their own niche religion? Because they were all into like the whole doomsday stuff, right? Was that like a branch of Mormonism and then they decided to do their own niche shit? Or I forgot. We haven't covered the Daybell shit in a while. Oh, LDS. Okay. The Diddy trial stuff. Listen, I've been hearing about it. I've been hearing about it. I heard that they raided his house. I think they put his son in handcuffs or something. Yeah, I haven't even looked into it yet, but I don't know, I'll probably check it out. My roommate was telling me about it. I've been hearing about it too. They weren't Mormons, they were morons. It seems like they do a spinoff of their own religion. Yeah, because I remember they were trying to... They didn't have the conspiracy about the lizard people, right? But it was more like people were aliens or something, or they were aliens, and there was like the chosen 12,000 people. I don't know. There was like a lot of weird intricacies about whatever the fuck that they believed in. And it was one of those things where we're like, yep, I don't need to remember this. I'm just going to discard this in my brain. We'll resurrect it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why a lot of Mormons are popping up in the news lately. Huh? For trafficking? Oh, for the Diddy stuff? Yeah, I'll take a look at it, but I don't know much about it. But I know with the Diddy stuff, there's a lot of conspiracy. Oh shit, I almost drank this. This is fucking old. I know with the Diddy stuff, there's a lot of conspiracy theories too about some other stuff that was going on. But yeah, I'm not really up to date with all that. So you guys will have to keep me up to date with the Diddy stuff. They were alien doomsday. Yeah, I remember hearing about that, like aliens and doomsday and all that stuff. Cora Richards is Mormon. That's what I remember. I remember hearing that she's Mormon. She is a Mormon or was a Mormon. Heavens or planets and stuff. Hi, Miss Mentat. How are you doing today? How's it going? All right, let's go look at the photos here. So this picture right here, they found her journal entries. I'm assuming these are her journal entries. What's so crazy to me is this woman documented everything. I mean, or we think it's everything, right? Maybe this is a less severe version, but the stuff that she wrote in the journal were pretty bad. We covered that already. So this is them probably finding the journal entries. This is a mugshot, I'm assuming, of Jodi Hildebrand when they first brought her in. Here's Ruby Frankie. Oh my god, there's just something about her eyes that just creeped the shit out of me. I don't know, man. Like, she's scary. Looks like she's got a little, I don't know, is that a pimple patch or something? Or maybe a little band-aid on her temple. This is Jodi's property with the cactus. Oh, you know what? Remember in in Ruby's journal entry, she talked about how they went to the graveyard to clean up trash, and there was a woman there that was filming them. I wonder if that woman contacted the police department and gave them a footage, because we do have a footage of one of the children, like picking up trash or something somewhere. So I wonder if that's the footage right there. And apparently she got in an argument with Ruby Frankie. There was like a verbal argument back and forth, and Ruby was like, people are so unappreciative. More pictures of Jodi's property. This shit is huge. By the way, if anyone wants to buy it, it's $5 million. Huge property. Ruby got the wicked witch nose. No, it's her eyes. It's her eyes are like, I don't know. Her beady, scary black eyes. This is the house. I don't know. Now that I look at this, it just looks like a prison. Looks like a big old prison. Sun, searing hot, barely any shade. Maybe a pool? It looks like a pool. Chump change. Let's go. Chump change. The exterior of the house. Apparently she had some Airbnb guests that day. I wonder if there really were guests or she was just like making shit up. Because, you know, I feel like the Airbnb guests, wouldn't they be interviewed by the police? Okay, sorry. So this is inside Jodi Hildebrand's house. I hate how dark it is. Look at this. Look at how stacked their pantries were. So they were feeding the children beans, okay? Not even delicious home-cooked beans, but like disgusting beans in a can, and they probably wouldn't even heat it up or something. I don't know. I just imagine giving like kids like, you know, cold-ass beans. Like, this is all that they're eating. Just cold beans probably with some chicken. And look at what this woman has stocked up in her pantry. Like, I don't know, this shit pisses me off. Okay, she got chocolate syrup over here. Like, she got like a sweet tooth. She got some chips right there. She got some pasta sauce, some Parmesan right there, some mayonnaise, Worcestershire sauce, which is very expensive. Look at all this cake batter shit that she has up here. Look at this. Why do you need so many cake batter stuff? She got some peanuts. Like, the women were eating well while the children were suffering. We got some honey, we got some cereal, we got some Ritz. Like, this is some yum yum over here. Because I was thinking like, okay, well, maybe the adults were just eating plain food themselves. But remember, in the entry, Ruby Frankie said that one of her children was chanting things about how her mom does nothing but eat brownies in bed and doesn't feed them and all that stuff. Like, look at all this. Look at all this like food that they have. They have like all this like yum yum food. They were just keeping the food to themselves. The Airbnb guest did not leave a good review. Yes, empty and soulless. I mean, this is like look at this chocolate syrup right there. Like, they were so stocked up. Oy, oy, oy. Got some more food. What is this? Potato flakes, pancake mix, oatmeal. Like, these ladies were stocked up on food. Got some apples. Oh yeah, just casually. Let me just keep the duct tape where the food is. Is this where the food is? It looks like another pantry or something like that. We got some bleach. We got some ducky tape. We got some, I don't know what that is. Some journal entry stuff. Some MacBook. Who took this photo? Why is it so blurry? Who took this photo? It's so blurry. I don't know what that is. Oh, is it an empty roll of tape? I know that's like the tape thing, but I don't know what the hell that's supposed to be. That's blurry. Look at this. Continue. Look at how all these amazing, delicious stuff they have. They have blueberry pie filling, apple pie filling, strawberry. They had like chocolate, butter, cream, frosting, whipped cream. Like, look at all this yummy stuff that they have. Meanwhile, the children weren't eating much. Can someone look up Jodi's Airbnb profile? It's probably down by now. All the sources because the Mormons are preppers. It's all junk food. It's all like baked goods. Maybe like, you know, if the world does go into shit, they know that people are going to be craving all the sweets, okay? You can make like a delicious like cupcake or something like that, some pancake, you know? Maybe you can barter that for some alcohol. I don't know. We have the cayenne pepper paste mix right there, some lotion, saran wrapper, I don't know, olive oil or cleaning solution right there. This is someone's bathroom. Some surgical sponges. Some used wrappings and I guess socks with maybe the paste or blood on there. Some other stuff. Empty closet. Look, this place is huge. Why was she living in such a huge house? Oh, probably because she was inviting, you know, women to stay with her and then she was just torturing their kids. This is someone's room right here. More of the chili paste stuff and some rope that looks like it's been tied or cut off. Or no, never mind, just tied at the ends. Some Epsom soap. I guess, like, you know, after a good day of torturing kids, you just got to relax in a nice bath. I don't know. This part I was a little bit confused about because they were taking pictures of it. I know that it was mentioned that the children were jumping on the trampoline. Is that why they took a picture of it? So somebody has more rope. Like, how much rope do these women have? Hey, Chris, how are you doing today? Yeah, and if you guys notice, in the house, there's no indication that children live here. You don't see any toys. You don't see any, like, books, entertainments. Nothing like that. Even in the bedrooms, right? Do you see like bedding sheets that indicates that a kid lives there or like children live there? No, there's like none of that there. So wild to me. You know what I thought would be interesting? This is someone's like drawer. Is that a bra? I don't know what that is. I was like, it'll be funny if there was like a dildo in there or something like that. But no, those are just some boring ass connections, tapes. I don't know. Codependency and caretaking. Safety, trust, empowerment, perceptions, motivations, and something. Like, these are just all connections tape. I don't know. Burn it all. Burn all that shit. Right? No photos, flowers, anything cozy. You can't tell the children live there. Looks like someone just bought a new roll of rope. We've got some, I don't know what that is, like some plastic wrapping. This looks like it's in the garage. Cowboy boots, some cleaning supplies. I don't know if someone was working out. WD-20, Windex, more rope. This is the downstairs. Oh my God, this downstairs is so creepy. I still don't get it. So it's like completely cemented. And in the middle of the room, like, look how creepy this is. This is so creepy. This is where they have that, like look, in the middle of the room, there's a stacked washer dryer right here. Like, why? Why is it right there? And then across from that is the safe room / panic room. It's obviously a room where you lock someone else in, because if you look very closely, I don't see like a key. Like, I don't see any sort of like way for them to get out. It looks like this is a way to lock someone inside the room, right? Unless there's like controls inside, but we saw pictures of the inside. I don't think there's controls in there. It's so weird. Right, compound vibes. I mean, listen, if there's a zombie apocalypse, I'm gonna be at Jodi's house. She got all them good Betty Crocker stuff. Okay, I'm gonna be sustained with all those calories. Yeah, so this is like a safe with the combinations on the outside. But I don't see, like, if someone's locked in there, how do they get out, right? Like, I don't see a way for them to get out. There's no like computer controls or anything like that. Some more rope here. Handcuffs. Because if you didn't think that there were children being harmed here, you'd be like, oh, Jodi might be like a kinky person or something like that. I don't know what that is. Maybe some sort of cord. One of the bedrooms with maybe like a lid for a bin. Seems to be like another bedroom. Yeah, this is on the other side of that safe. There's like a toilet there. There's a sink there. There's pillows, a microwave. But what you notice is there's no food in here. Because you would think that, oh, maybe this is a panic room for Jodi to run to in case someone breaks to her house. But there's no food in here. So I think she was just locking people in here. There's a fridge in there. Staircase. Jodi's little stream room. She got that peach lotion. Oh God, this is, I don't know. This is so creepy. I'm getting goosebumps. This is a little stream room. With that much food, it's possible to survive a zombie apocalypse. We have paints here. Going back upstairs. More bandages. What is that right there? 70s Soul volume. I think this is bags for evidence, maybe? I think. Yeah, like look at that washer dryer. It's so weird. Why is it there in the middle of the room? Why is it there? It's so creepy. Oh, and these lights are so like it reminds me of those like medical facilities or something like that. This is another room, another angle of the panic room, safe room, dungeon, whatever you guys want to call it. More creepy walls. Creepy walls. Photo album or something. I don't know what that is. Some paints. Some more angles of this creepy room. Kettlebells. And honestly, I don't think the kettlebells are for the women. I think it was for the children. Because they made the children carry heavy stuff as they went up and down the staircase. It was called boxes. I wouldn't be surprised if they started off with weights as well. Why is the whole 5 million though? It's like 2 hours away from Vegas. Ivan's probably, it's like 10K people. It's near resorts. I have no idea. I have no idea. Yeah, the kettlebells. I'm assuming they're taking pictures of it because maybe the kids were using it to carry heavy stuff. Because you know Jodi was. I don't think she was working out. We have some pictures of some boxes. We're going back upstairs. Yes, take us upstairs. So creepy down here. Oh yeah, so this is the part that I was wondering about with the trampoline. So do you see here how there's like circles everywhere? It seems to be the same size as the foot of the trampoline. See right there? It looks like it's like rust or something. And there's like I don't know, I'm just so confused with what's happening here. Did she put towels underneath the trampoline and made the kids jump on the trampoline because she didn't want to ruin the floors? Is that what we're doing? Like, oh, yay, I care about my floors. And then if you look outside here, there's circles everywhere. You see the circles here? So it matches the trampoline. So I'm assuming this is where they had the children jump on the trampoline. Yeah, Gigi, I think that's going to be it for this case. Yeah, see how there's like circles everywhere? I don't know. Yeah, this is extremely convoluted. I mean, Jodi's been doing this for more than like 20 years, right? She did it with her niece. That was like over, 20 years ago? I think her niece is maybe around my age or a little bit younger. And this happened to her when she was like 14 years old. So that's why the abuse is so intricate. So, I mean, I for sure, I believe it's all, Jodi. But I think Ruby had inclinations of abuse as well. But she just met someone who just taught her how to be better with the abuse. Because I think Ruby has a severe control issue, like something about her. I remember watching footages of her and her, the youngest son when he was like 2 years old. Like you can tell she has like really bad control issues. Like she wants to control everything that her kids do, what they eat, when they eat, how they should eat. It's so wild to me. And her control issues just fucking expanded to all this. And even in the journal entry, when she was like talking about how she was watching one of her, like, the 11-year-old or 12-year-old take a shower. She was like watching him take a shower, and then when she took a shower, she like put him in the closet or something. I don't know. She just has like really weird control issues. Hey Mariah, how are you doing today? How's it going? Yes, I'm assuming this is like this trampoline stuff. More pictures of the house. More pictures of the house. This is all outdoors. This is probably where the kids had to like do their when they were forced to like stand outside in the sun. And then they were like, "Oh, you like the shade? It feels good, right?" And the kid's like, "Yeah, it feels good." And it's like, I don't know. It was like so weird. Oh, okay. There's one sign that there might be a child living here. I think that's a toy right there. I think. Another entrance to this weird basement area. This is the outside where the cactus. There are some cactus out here. Another outside area. This is where Jodi was standing when the police were talking to her. We have more gauze here. Let me see. Are we looping now? Let me just make sure really quick. Oh, I think this is the last photo. Hold on. Oh, wait, no, there's so many more pictures. Hold on. Pictures of the rice and beans. Okay, we have a lot more pictures, actually. Sorry, I thought we were almost done. So pictures of outside. This is the inside again. What is castor oil used for? Castor oil is not cooking oil, right? This is one of the bathrooms where there's like stuff in there. The trash with the gauze, the cayenne pepper. Here's a close-up of that. More in the trash. What? It'll give you diarrhea? Castor oil? What is it used for? Oh, it's used as a laxative? It's used for hair? No, it makes you shit? We have... This looks like it's for adults, not for kids. So we have like, I don't know, women's and men's like underwear diapers. Right? I don't know. They look like they're for adults, but maybe they fit. Because like the other one was 9 years old and the other kid is 11 years old, but they're both really skinny. So I don't know. I feel like the sizes wouldn't fit them though. That's what I was thinking. Maybe the kids were wearing them, but I feel like since they were so small and tiny, and this just looks like it's made for adults, it wouldn't fit them. More pictures of the trampoline. Someone's room that's all pink. The rope under the bed. Oh, this must be Ruby's room, I think. Maybe Ruby's room. Yeah, all the journal entries were in here. Oh, God, we're going back downstairs? Oh, no. This is her living room. Oh, God. Is that supposed to be Jesus? You're telling me this woman had a giant picture of Jesus while she was tormenting these kids? Oh, my God. It's the living room where she was sitting in. This is the rice and the beans, or sorry, this is the beans and the chicken that the kids were talking about eating all the time. Like, this is what they ate, if they got to eat, if they were lucky enough to eat. They only pull for toddlers? What? They don't make them for like, I don't know, like 7, 8 years old? Like specialty ones? More food stuff. Wait, no, what is this? Oh, it's just a pantry. Sorry, it's so blurry. For the duct tape. Yo, check this out. She's got a boat. Oh, and I think this is the dog wash that she kept talking about. Ruby Frank in her journal entries kept talking about how there's a dog wash where she put like her kids in. I guess that's it right there. All right, those are the end of those pictures. Let's watch the... Now, we've already seen portions of this, but I just want to watch this part again. Hold on, let me see if I can cut this. Maybe like that. Sorry, I'm playing it directly on my my thing. Because the audio is all like fudged up. Okay. Let me know if the audio is good. Oh, I wonder if they're putting castor oil in their food. Oh. Yeah, because I remember she kept talking about that. How the kids were like soiled themselves. Yeah. Weird control issues. Weird control issues. And it's wild how, as a parent, she wasn't blaming herself for it. She was blaming the kids. So crazy. So this is about a couple days before the women were arrested. Ruby was... Hold on. Oh, it's Dennis coming back from Dallas. I hear Dallas is like cold and hot right now or something like that. Dehydration will cause constipation. The castor oil will keep them from getting the, impactions. Oh, I can see that. So this is a couple days before they were arrested. Ruby Franke was pulled over for speeding. But for me, I just want to know who's in the car. I want to see how her demeanor is. We're not going to watch the whole thing. Yeah, because I think I see one of her teenage daughters in the back. And then I know there's another one right here, but I can't tell who it is. Or is that Jodi, you think? Her two teenage daughters, they're very close in age, right? What are they, about like a year or two apart?
Hello. You know how fast you're going right there?
No. Okay. Yeah, it looks like another teenage daughter as well.
Okay, got you going 57 and a 35. I'll be back real quick.
Yeah, I mean, she's smiling a little bit, acting kind of normal. We're going to force through this part. He gives her a citation. I was just trying to see if she was going to be like all weird and awkward like she was when they arrested her. Okay, so we're back here now.
Okay, here's your info back. A citation for speed. Got you going 57 and a 35. I wrote you down for a 50. You have 5 days and no more than 14 to contact Santa Clara Justice Court. It shows right there in that little box right there. And then just has a phone number right there. Okay, any questions for me? No. Okay, just slow down for me, please. Thank you.
All right, that's it. I just want to see how her demeanor was like, to see if she was like super off or anything. But the interactions were really short. This one is called Taking the Defendants to Jail. Hey, good guy. How are you doing today? How's it going?
What's her name? Jodi. All right, I'm gonna have you stand up, all right? Thank you. Go ahead and face this officer. Go ahead and place your hands on top of your head. You notice your fingers, please. Thank you. Just put your hands on top of your head. You're good. Look to your left. Okay. Thank you.
Hey, Friday is not going to work for the interview, but I got Jessica. She's going to give me a card
We can schedule another day. We're thinking like Monday maybe for that interview. So, on Monday's holiday if you want. We'll get you a card when you can get with Adam and schedule that. Okay?
How do I schedule that?
Let me boost the audio up a little bit more. Do 5.
You guys are on the phone.
We'll give you a card with the phone number. And then yeah, you can call Adam and have Adam call us, and we can schedule it, or you can call us and schedule it either way. Okay. Just gonna do another quick check. Another eye search. Nothing in your pocket.
Julie's only 2 years older than Russell. Abby's about 2 years older than Julie. Okay, 2 years apart.
Good. So you have nothing on you at all? Okay, let's go ahead. You can go out the front door to my vehicle out there. We'll put her on the right side. Hey, Jess? Jessica? Hey, I'm calling.
I just hate all the religious justification that these women give. Like when she was talking on the phone with Kevin Frankie, Ruby was like, I was driving back and like God was speaking to me and I just knew that my children were going to be taken away today or something like that. And she was, I don't know, it was like, shut up. No, you did not. You knew because Jodi was calling you saying that like, oh, you know, one of the children ran away.
You can
Go ahead. Jodi, this is the right side of the vehicle, please.
What was she trying to schedule? I didn't hear. That's when I boosted up the audio.
Hop on in. I'll help you if you need.
Yeah, I had a crash on the right side, my shoulder screwed up.
Okay.
Boo hoo, your shoulder screwed up. That's what she said.
Just be careful then. I'm gonna got you right here as much as I can.
Would it
You want
feel more
double cuff?
comfortable? Yeah.
Put 2 cuffs on it. Go ahead and step on out. I got you.
So he's gonna.
Come on out, no more.
We're gonna double cuff you so that you have more room for your shoulders. So he's
Okay.
gonna take one of your hands out. Okay. When he does that, I want you to place that hand on your head for me.
I mean, there's one for her thing. Just trying to figure out which one would be easier. Okay, put it down on top of your head. Thank you. Hold that one there. I'm going to just do a different cup. So it'll make it a little wider so your arms are back. Okay, go ahead and bring it back down. Bring this one back down. Thank you. So now look how wide that is. Better? Okay. Let me double lock it so it doesn't get any tighter. Okay, go ahead and let's get you back. I got you as much as I can.
I don't know. I feel like Jodi's putting on a show right now. She's pretending to act all feeble and shit. Like, oh, look at how well fed I am. I'm so weak.
Hey,
Making all those
sorry,
Betty
can we go to the other
Crockers.
side? Yeah. Go back. We got it.
Eating brownies with Ruby on the bed while the children weren't eating anything.
Yep. Good. Okay. We'll be right back, okay?
Okay.
You got it?
I just have a few more for you to.
Do you have an extra set of handcuffs? Have some in my truck.
You want to grab me one? He needs. Thank you. I'll get back to you when I get back.
Hey, David. It's making my algebra homework more bearable. Wait until you get to calc. It's even more fun.
So this warrant, Officer Hines is going to your property, and that's going to be given to you at the jail.
That's the property. Yeah, I'll make sure of that.
Second, I don't believe they will be under.
One pocket for one, one pocket for the other.
Based on the conditions found in the
Yeah. I'll make sure it goes next to the
And I wonder if there's like a large group of Mormon people at the prison that they're at.
Send off. Oh, do you want it mounted? Give it to her there. Yes. I'll make sure they get it. Let's go.
What? Calc does not suck. I love calc. You know what sucks? Statistics is horrible. I hate statistics. Ugh. Now we're going on to Ruby.
But I just wanted to unlock the door while you hold this. Alright, step up, please. Thank you. Go and face that officer. Put your hands on top of your head, please. And release your fingers. Thank you. And put on top of your head. Look to your left. Thank you. I just don't want to hit you in the head on accident with the cup. Okay. Go
I hate
down.
anything math, lol. I like math. Math just makes sense. English, on the other hand, does not make sense to me.
Mark, you ready? The ones that lock on the outside? Oh, right there. Okay, yeah, I got them. I know you got searched already. I don't, by baits, you don't have anything in your pockets at all, right? You have just these ones only? Okay. Okay. Alright, let's go. Left. Up the stairs. We'll go out the front door that way.
Hey, just hang on one second right here in the lobby, okay?
Okay.
Make sure they're good.
Someone's singing. They need to take all of Jodi's books out, okay? Connections, I think, is still running, isn't it? Isn't Pam still running Connections right now?
Trace, you want to let you know what criminal charges for, so you're under arrest. It's going to be 2 counts, second-degree felony of child abuse or neglect, okay? Do you understand that or no?
She's not gonna talk. Listen, I know you're not supposed to talk to cops and you should call a lawyer. She's like, I'm not gonna answer anything. Nothing.
Are you okay? I'm wondering if there's like a medical clearance that needs to, like, do you need medical attention before you go to the jail? Okay. All right, well, we'll have you, as soon as she gets down here, we'll bring you out, okay?
Okay.
Yes, don't take her shit. Let's go. Ma'am, are you okay?
Have you ever been arrested before? I'm just concerned about you. I know you don't believe that. But I've had an opportunity to talk to your husband and kind of worried about your circumstances and obviously your children as well.
Look at how rude she is. Oh my god, this is like so rude and arrogant. She's not even looking at him, not giving him eye contact. It would be a different scenario if he was like rude to her and she's like, okay, you know what? I'm not dealing with you. He hasn't been rude.
But you're sure you don't need medical attention or anything like that?
Don't speak to a cop without an attorney present.
So
Soda?
Some soda. I got soda in 2 years.
Why did you start today?
I don't know. It's all around. I don't feel too good right now drinking that soda.
Yeah, you'll see.
We'll see what happens later tonight.
Do you guys remember in her acceptance speech at her sentencing where she was thanking everyone around her? She was like thanking the police department, the EMT, the DAs, blah, 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 blah. Like I said, man, this woman knows how to manipulate, okay? She knows how to manipulate. In front of the judge, in front of the world when they're watching. She knows how to manipulate people. She's so good at it. But look at how she treats them right now. It wasn't until she realized that Jodi wasn't going to own up to any of the shit. And Jodi was going to deny everything. And she's like, oh, wait, fuck. Now I have to look out for myself.
It's okay. I will say it works out because I worked out for 2 hours today. So I earned my 3 sodas.
Yes, you did.
And I'm sweating it off.
It's so hot downstairs.
Oh, it is.
I found the AC unit finally. So I turned it down.
Oh, down there?
Mm-hmm. It was 78.
Her house ain't that bad.
Oh, dude, it was bad.
Yeah.
There's a clip that she mentioned where she didn't want to have her youngest. Do they not use like contraceptions or anything like that? Is that not allowed?
Yeah. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm glad. They're like, you know what? Fuck her. Let's just keep talking. Let's just have fun.
We probably need to do another content. Yeah.
Wait, is that Jodi? Wait, hold on a second. Why are they putting her next to Jodi? Wait, I can't tell if that's Jodi or not. No, I don't think it's. Wait, it is Jodi, isn't it? I don't know why the legs are kind of skinny, so I couldn't tell if it's Jodi for a second. Wait, why would they put her in the car with Jodi? They're gonna start whispering to each other. What? What is this? They put her in the same car? That's Judy. Who Judy? Why are they in the same car? I thought they have to like separate them. Are they gonna put an officer in the middle to make sure?
I'm just gonna make sure you don't have anything in your pockets. You're not wearing anything else under this, correct?
No, ma'am.
Spandex?
Hold on, she just said something to Ruby. What did she say?
Spandex?
No, ma'am.
Spandex? Nothing? Under this, correct?
No, ma'am.
Spandex? Nothing? You don't remember what you're in? Okay. I just want to make sure that you don't have any.
Well, what if they whisper under their breath and the camera doesn't pick up? You know the microphone's not that good sometimes.
Just widen the stance a little bit for me. Yep. Thank you. Okay. So I just spoke. You can turn and face me. So I just spoke with Jodi, but you both are under arrest right now for child abuse, and you'll have 2 counts of that: one for Eve and one for Russell. Okay. For the malnourishment, you guys are in direct custody of those kids. Okay. Do you have any questions for me at this time? No questions? Okay, you can hop in.
You got it.
She doesn't even want to answer when she says, "You have any questions for me?"
Yep. So if you will wedge your feet as far forward as possible, free up the little talk.
Don't worry about it. You'll have 6 complaints.
Yeah, in her journal entries, she said that one of the children was an abuser and that she was the one that was being abused. This is the footage of... So, in the journal entry, Ruby got in an argument with some woman. I think this is a cemetery where they're picking up trash. And this woman drove by and was like, "What are you doing? Why are you guys here?" And Ruby was like, I think initially they thought they were like grave robbing or something like that. I don't know, but this is all from Ruby's perspective, so who knows if she's telling the truth or not. But it seems like they got into an argument and the woman had her camera out and she was trying to film them. I wonder if this is the woman that filmed them or if this was just someone else who was just like, hey, this is kind of weird. Why are there kids here like in the graveyard out in the sun? And I wonder if they even had shoes on. You see how he's walking? It doesn't look like he has shoes on. No, he looks fucking barefoot. Oh my god. Okay, the music is not going with the vibes. I'm gonna turn the music down. Turn off the music. But if you look really closely, yeah, he's like completely barefoot. I was like, maybe he's wearing sandals. You can't really see, but he's barefoot. Also, Ruby said that she was picking up trash with the children. Maybe she wasn't even picking up the trash. Maybe she just made the children do it by themselves. Yeah, shoes was a privilege. Yeah, that's like so weird. I wonder if they tried to. Okay, now we have a bunch of Jodi calls where she just like feels bad for herself. Guys, get ready. There's this one call that really pisses me off, and you'll know when you hear it. I don't have. Let me think. Let me put up an image, I guess, because I don't have. How do I make this bigger? Add image. I'm just gonna put a picture of just Jodi up, I guess. Let's see. Jodi. This one. Wah, wah, wah. Jodi complaining. Joe, thank you so much for the 15 months. Welcome back to the membership. Ooh, is this Bigfoot or Ruby Jodi footage? Hello, how's it going? Thank you so much. Wait, did my notification go off? Maybe it's gonna be late. They broke glass everywhere. Yeah, apparently there was like glass all over the cemetery. I don't know if they broke the glass or if the glass was already there, but I don't think she mentioned that there was. I don't think she mentioned that she didn't let the kids wear shoes when they're picking up glass and all that stuff. I don't know. Maybe she did. It was horrible. Yeah, the lessons that they were trying to teach the kids.
Nightmare here, Dennis. Nobody wants the truth. Nobody wants the truth. Nobody wants the truth because these kids, I told Doug, I woke up, the spirit told me, it's all the devil. I mean, you've seen him. I mean, I've known you, for 5 years? You've watched him come at me.
Oh my God. FYI, this call was made 06 redacted. When was this call made? Let's see, we have all the audios. Grimmer Shotgun is loading right now. This call was made redacted. Hildebrandt. I think in October. Yeah, this call was done in October. Okay.
Come at me, come at me, come at me. And you're exactly right, because he knows I know what he's doing. And he uses these kids. And he uses all of us as the adults, the parents that don't hold the kids accountable. So now it's abusive to make a kid sleep on the floor. It's abusive. Or it's abusive to, that's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
You can't even raise your kids anymore.
It's so crazy because like person who was like talking on the phone with her, I wonder if they realized like, oh no, you weren't just making the kids sleep on the floor. It was way more worse than that. Here's another call by Jodi. Also, why does the labels not show on here? Which one is this one? Oh, this one is Kevin Frankie. Wait, what?
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, hold on a second. Did I mess up the audio here? Audio gain. Oh no. Hold on a second. I need to redo these audio files. I fudged up. I was like, wait, we can't hear the other person that she's talking to. Give me a second. Or I guess you guys don't have to look at this. I can just hide this one. There you go. There's Jodi's face. Enjoy. Sorry, let me redo this real quick. I wonder how I can combine the audios. Let's see, audio channel. Sorry, guys. You guys have to put both headphones on.
Nightmare here. Dennis, nobody wants the truth. Nobody wants the truth. Nobody wants the truth because these kids, you know, I told Doug, I woke up, the spirit told me, it's all the devil. I mean, you've seen him. I mean, I've known you, what, for 5 years? You've
Oh, look at this person being a yes man.
watched him come at me, come at me, come at me, come at me. And you're exactly right, because he knows I know what he's doing. And he uses these kids. And he uses all of us as the adults, the parents that don't hold the kids accountable. So now it's abusive to make a kid sleep on the floor. It's abusive. Or it's abusive to, you know, that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You can't even raise your kids anymore.
It's so sickening. I wonder how many yes men she has in her life that just tells her, like, yes, Jodi, yes, you're right. It's you against the world. This next audio was same day, maybe the same person. This was taken in October 18, so about almost 2 months after the arrest.
So what I'm saying is you're being crucified in public opinion.
Yeah.
So your fear has to be super prepared.
And who's the person that's talking to her? They're saying that she was crucified in public opinion, but when the news first broke about all this, it sounded pretty severe. Children, malnourished, emaciated, begging for food. Who is this person that they're talking to? Does she just not watch the fucking news or something? Are they just clueless?
And the only way he's going to get prepared is if you push him and ride him.
Okay, I will. I'll call him today.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem really animated. He seems like, you know, the pictures are going to destroy you. And I'm like...
So she knows that the pictures will destroy you. She knows how bad it looks in the pictures. I'm going to boost up the audio again.
We didn't do that. We didn't do that. Those pictures we did not do. He did that to himself, yes. If we put that on him and then he rubbed around and cut himself, yes. But we didn't do that.
Isn't that wild? That's her explanation for Russell's injuries. She said that he did it to himself. They didn't do that. That was something that he did it to himself.
We didn't do that. We didn't do that. Those pictures we did not do. He did that to himself, yes. If we put that on him and then he rubbed around and cut himself, yes. But we didn't do that.
Yeah, those were the type of monsters that these children were dealing with. Okay, this one is redacted too. This one is from Jodi Hildebrand, Jodi Hildebrand, February 5th. So at this point, they were already found guilty and their sentencing was happening in about 10 days. Let's see what she has to say here. This is another jailhouse call.
This is a call from and paid for by
Jodi Hildebrand,
an inmate at Purgatory Correctional Facility. This call is subject to recording and monitoring.
So I'm going to boost up the audio even more.
If you don't wish to talk, hang up now. Thank you for using Telmate.
Are you there?
Yep, there you are.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so the Lord says that first they'll lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. And it shall turn to you for a testimony. And then he says, settle it therefore in your hearts not to meditate before what ye shall answer, for I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay or resist. And you know what gainsay means?
Wow.
Who is she talking to?
So then he said,
who is she talking to, you guys think?
Wow.
So then he says, and ye shall be betrayed by both parents and brethren and kinsfolk and friends. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what's going on. And some of you shall be caused to be put to death. and you shall be hated by all men for my name's sake. And then he goes on to say, and I never read that before, but like I've never been in prison, but I just read that. I
don't know what the hell is this. He answers and she just starts spewing this stuff. Listen, I would have hung up already, okay? Oh, bye.
Just wept. I mean, the spirit was like, he just said, this is you.
Yeah.
I read in Mark. So that was in Luke, and I read in Mark.
I'm sure we're getting somewhere. Otherwise, they wouldn't have included the call. Maybe
the same kind of thing, because the Gospels they wrote similarly. So he said, now the brother shall betray the brother to death, and the father the son. Like the father will betray the son. And the children shall rise up against their parents and shall cause them to be put to death.
The children being put to what now? Did she say hi dad at the beginning or hi Dan? Oh, I don't know. I didn't catch it. Well, we'll listen to it again. It's my understanding that she doesn't have a good relationship with her parents. And aren't they already dead? I don't know. I thought I remembered that she didn't have a good relationship with her dad.
That statement right there is what's going on with me.
Oh my God. Hold on a second. I need to listen to the end.
Shall cause them to be put to death. And the children shall rise up against their parents and shall cause them to be put to death.
So she's saying that the children rose up against their parents?
That statement right there is what's going on with me. The children shall rise up and put their parents to death.
The children shall rise up and put their parents to death. Oh my God, who was this person saying, yeah, shut the fuck up.
And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
I probably cried for an hour straight. Just everything clicked. And I said, happy to go to prison. If you continue to read the rest of the chapter.
She says, I'm happy to go to prison. Something clicked. If you read the rest of the chapter.
He's like, be grateful. If you're in this situation, be grateful because you're
grateful.
And you will be saved. And
wow, yeah, that's quite an experience to read that from your perspective right now. Wow.
Well, I have just been begging him, like, you've got to explain this to me. Like, I cannot logically figure out what's going on here.
Well, you abused children, Jodi, and now you're in trouble for it, and you're going to prison, and you're some fucked up people.
And that's it. That's what's going on. And the spirit. I mean, when I feel the spirit, I have two physiological reactions.
I don't know. She just sounds like a conspiracy theorist. Like people who make connections where there are no connections. People who see patterns when there's like, what pattern are you talking about? That's so crazy.
I get really like shaky, like I'm shivering, like I'm cold, or I feel heat, like I have a fever run through me.
Yeah. Wow.
I was like burning up. It felt like I was burning up, and I was just shaking with gratitude. Like, here's your answer. Here's what this is.
She doesn't have a psychiatrist license. She's like she's a therapist.
That's super cool. That's pretty neat. Pretty neat how that works, how the scriptures can do that,
Yeah.
Because it's my understanding there's like therapists, psychiatrists, and then psychologists, and they're all different. And I know there's like counselors too. I think that's like another category.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, I have probably every single day just been, trying to logic, trying to understand, trying to be humble, trying to say,
sure. Yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're living a puzzle, trying to put the pieces together. Yeah.
And in Peter, 1 Peter, I don't have this one written down. I kind of wrote the other stuff down, so I took it down to the phone. But in 1 Peter, chapter 4, between verses 12 and 19, can't remember exactly how he says it, but he's like, when you something happens to you.
Does anyone can anyone link Jodi's credentials? Because I know sometimes people say like therapists for like, you know, when they're seeing a psychiatrist or psychologist, but if I remember correctly, like she's not a psychiatrist or a psychologist. That requires like additional schooling, I think, or additional education.
Something happened to you and it just feels like it's random. It's not random. Like this is intentional. You're it's not just some crazy active events that's going on. This is like intentional. And that 1 Peter chapter 4 was another one of the footnotes to refer to, you know.
Wait, let's take a break in her bullshit. Hold on, I found her LinkedIn. Oh my gosh, she has a LinkedIn. This is her on LinkedIn. That's her on LinkedIn. Oh my god, I found her on LinkedIn. I thought I can't view LinkedIn unless I had a LinkedIn. Jodi Hildebrand, therapist and educator. Because if she was a psychiatrist or a psychologist, for sure she would put that in there because that's like my understanding, like a higher title. She is a licensed clinical mental health counselor. Okay, I think that's what I heard too. Master of Science for Educational Psychology. I don't know what that means. Oh, what is this? I had a full-blown panic attack last night. It started with slow breaths and it got heavier and heavier. It felt like there was a crushing ... I've never been more conscious of my thoughts and have learned to be more deliberate with my words. I've learned to become aware of my motives and ... I feel ... What is this? Oh, she just liked these. I don't know if she wrote these articles. I thought she did for a second. Did she write articles? I have to have a LinkedIn account to see the whole profile. But I mean, we see Ruby's on there. That's Sherry, like the Sherry. Jared Meacham. Why does his name sound so familiar? Chad Frankie. Oh, Morwenna. Oh, wait, I think Morwenna is Adam Paul Steed's ex-wife that he was talking about. I think her name was Morwenna. Oh my god, I think that's her right there. Bo. I remember her talking about a Bo. Why does the Meacham name sound so familiar? Okay, all right, let's go back to the other nonsense. Oh my god, I wonder if she's still friends with Morwenna.
Refer to, you know, that reinforced all this other stuff. And I'm like, oh, wow. This isn't just some crazy random event. This has purpose. Or just... And then I connected it to my blessing, because my blessing I've been reading like several times a day, and the blessing is pretty clear. The first paragraph of it says, you know, these are words directly to you from your Heavenly Father, and according to your faith and diligence, they'll either be a comfort to you or they won't be, you know, so it's however much diligence and faith you want to put in them. And then the next paragraph talks about, it says, you are a special spirit, chosen and reserved for these last days and sent forth to the earth in great clouds of glory to share the gospel and prepare the people for the return of the Savior.
I thought the stalker was a reference, because I thought she called Adam Paul Steed a stalker, didn't she?
And it says, one of the reasons you were sent here is to share the gospel. The strongest message you will ever teach is the power of your example. And then he says, through the power of your example in the spoken word, he says, your tongue will be loosed and you will be able to teach the gospel in far and distant nations. And then he says, through the power of your example and the spoken word, you will be a great tool in the hand.
Wait, she said she was kidnapped? Wait, what?
And the Lord and teaching the gospel to many. So this whole paragraph about an example. I'm like, well, what's a better example than to go to prison unjustly? And then go teach the gospel.
I wonder if it's like, she's like, shit, we're about 15 days away from 10 days away from my sentencing. Maybe I should be Maybe I should make it seem like I'm actually remorseful in these jailhouse calls. I don't know, because she's talking about how she's glad to be going to prison. She's making it seem like she's going like a Disneyland vacation or something.
Yeah.
Plan on doing.
Yeah, and that's super cool. That lady that's Jewish that you've met, and
yeah,
what a
I feel like this guy doesn't know what she's talking about, but he's just like throwing random things out there.
neat thing.
Yeah.
Be able to share with her.
Okay, that's where the call ends. But someone mentioned, what did the beginning say? Let me see. Because I have no idea who she was talking to. I have no idea.
This is a call from and paid for by
Jodi Hildebrandt,
an inmate at Purgatory Correctional Facility. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. If you don't wish to talk, hang up now.
Oh, can you link them in the Discord?
Thank you for using Telmate.
Are you there?
Yep, there you are.
Okay. Yeah.
No, yeah, there's no name. She just says, hey there. I didn't hear a name. Okay, now we have another of Jodi's phone calls. This one is from same day. Maybe same day, maybe same person, or maybe she calls a bunch of other people. Let's see. I'm gonna try to blast it.
Begging God, like, please help me why I'm in this. Like, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, she's in a place called Purgatory. That's why people are all like, when you get these calls, will you accept a phone call from blah, blah, blah at Purgatory?
And he gave me some information yesterday, and then today really sealed it with some scriptures that I'd love to share it with you.
Yeah, go ahead. You got it there.
I'm reading the Articles of Faith by Talmage. This is an excellent.
I
think everybody should read this book.
Yep, I've read that one. That's pretty deep read in some regards.
It is. It hits all the principles, with a lot of clarity. So I've got a woman that's interested in the church, so I've been reading some of this to her as well.
She claims that she was kidnapped. It's in Kevin's second interview with the police. Yes, we are going to be listening to that after we're done with Jodi's phone call. We're almost there.
So she's a Jew, and both her parents are from Jerusalem.
Really?
Yeah. And she's like,
oh, that's cool.
I believe that Jesus is the Christ, and it's great. So this book is yours.
Wow, that's neat.
Like with the Bible and the Book of Mormon at the same time.
That's cool.
So, yeah. So there's a section he's talking about the second coming, and I'm coming from this place of I was just getting ready to move, and all of a sudden I ended up in prison. Like what the world?
Yeah.
And one day you'll know all the details, and they'll all make sense. But if I could talk over here.
Right.
But this is the Lord talking to the disciples. They asked him, like, when shall these things be? Like, when are these things going to come to pass? And so he starts talking about the last days. And he says that nation shall war against nation and kingdom against kingdom. And then he goes, but before all these that he just talked about.
Poor guy, just trying to get on with his day. He's probably running errands right now. She just keeps talking.
They shall lay their hands on you. Now, I have been praying for 5 months, like, explain this to me, like, what is going on? Like, I'm willing to go there, but please let me go right side up. Like if you want me to be there because you want me to be there, then great. I will not resist it at all, but please help me understand. So I read this morning, and I just wept and just thanked him and thanked him because it just all click. So he says, before all these things, nation rising against nation, they shall lay their hands on you. And I'm like,
like, oh my goodness.
Prosecute you.
You have 1 minute remaining for this call.
Back.
Yep, call me back.
You hear that? Okay.
Yeah, call me back.
Don't call me back. Oh, you know what? I wonder if this was the first call that she made. where she's like, hey, let me read you a scripture. And then they talked about the Jewish person. And then when she calls him back, she went straight into scriptures. I think we listened to the call in reverse. Now it makes a little bit more sense. 24. I'm going to really boost this audio. Okay. This is the last call from Jodi Hildebrand, and we'll get to Kevin Frankie's interview. I haven't listened to Kevin Frankie's interview, but I saw titles that it was wild. This one is Jodi Hildebrand from October 17, so about 2 months after her arrest.
I was almost done. You know, I had a guy from a ward that I was saying, I was at their ward. He came over and he gave me a blessing, and he told me probably about 2 months ago, he said,
I wonder if it's her son. I know someone in the chat says that she doesn't have a relationship with her daughter and son. I know that she doesn't have a relationship with her daughter because she mentioned that in the book, but it seems like she had a good relationship with her son unless something happened. That might be the son.
He doesn't know anything about me. He doesn't know about what I do for a living or anything. And he goes, what you've been doing is going to change. You're going to be teaching differently in the next little while.
Wow.
What?
No, she has intentions to keep teaching. No. This is exactly what the state prosecutor said. They don't want her going out there gathering more followers. This woman's dangerous to the community.
Wow.
What in the world? I mean, Ryan, I know this sounds crazy, and I still can't put my finger on why it feels this way, but it feels like I was being set up to end up here.
Oh, my heavens.
I know that sounds bizarro. I mean, I shouldn't be here. I haven't done anything wrong.
Right, but my goodness.
You have 1 minute.
Who is this yes man? It must be her son. She said Ryan? When did she say Ryan? I didn't hear Ryan at all. When did you hear Ryan? Wait, she did? Sorry, was I zoning out?
It feels like I was being set up.
Wow.
What in the world? I mean, Ryan, I know.
Oh, I mean Ryan. Ryan isn't her son's name? I don't remember her son's name. Ryan. Who's Ryan?
Wow.
What in the world? I mean, Ryan, I know this sounds crazy, and I still can't put my finger on why it feels.
Who has a LinkedIn profile? I bet you if you go to LinkedIn, you can go through her. We could probably find out who this Ryan person is. Go on like Instagram or LinkedIn. I'm just curious. Wait, sorry. Oh.
My finger on why it feels this way. But it feels like I was being set up to end up here.
Oh, my heavens.
I know that sounds bizarro. I mean, I shouldn't be here. I haven't done anything wrong.
Right, but my goodness.
You have 1 minute remaining for this call.
Run out of time.
But it was like everything got.
He's like, oh, we're out of time. Oh, sorry, Jodi, I gotta go. We're out of time. I wonder, maybe. What if she cut off both of her kids, and maybe when she dies, maybe the will, maybe his name is on the will or something. So he's got to make sure he's got a good relationship with her. Maybe a leader in the church. I don't know. His responses are so generic. They are. That's why I'm like, he's not really even engaging with her. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Oh, like.
Taken out of the house, and it's in the storage.
Maybe he doesn't even want these phone calls, but he's just trying to be polite.
So that I could come to jail. It sounds crazy, but it feels that way. I don't know if I'm going to be like some kind of example, but when I get out of here, I have a story to tell, and I
feel like he has like 3 responses. Wow. Oh, that's wild. Oh, wow.
You bet.
I'm going to try to do it here. I have a story to tell, and I am going to try to do everything I can to protect the children, because that's what's happening is that kids.
That's why I thought it was like maybe her son, someone that's young. Neat. Her son is Chad. What if she's using like a pseudonym?
Kids are being
absolutely
horribly abused.
Yeah, absolutely.
Instead of the kids can to protect the children, because that's what I am going to try to do everything I can to protect the children, because that's what's happening is that kids are being
absolutely
horribly abused.
Yeah, absolutely.
Instead of the kids, anyways, it's a story, but when you come up about it.
Yeah. Okay, so in the...
She has 2 boys? I thought she had 1 boy, 1 girl. Oh, sorry, we're talking about Jodi, not Ruby. That's crazy. As he's filling out the New York Times cross puzzle. Okay, so let's listen to Kevin Frankie's interview. People say this interview is pretty wild. Let me take a look at the audio. Let me fix the audio really quick. Audio channels. Oh, it's just channel 1. Okay, and let me boost the audio too. To like 8. All right, y'all. Kevin Frankie's police interview. It's about, I don't know, 30 to 40 minutes long. Let me get an image of Kevin Frankie up. God, look at Ruby. Okay, be gone, Ruby. Okay, Ruby goes by. I'll put Kevin Frankie here. And let's do a text. Kevin Frankie, second police interview. Okay, and I'll put my notes on this side. I have like a notes. Copy, paste. And then we'll make this one maybe black. Put it right here. Okay, we'll be blank for now. All right, y'all. Y'all ready for this? Castaway Tom Hanks looking at... Is that Gandalf? Yes. I paid lots of money for this from Etsy. It's a crochet Gandalf. And I'm like, probably could have crocheted myself if I learned, but I got suckered in, okay? Etsy has so much cute stuff. But he's hanging out on my microphone right now. I don't know. His beard is all fudged up. But look, he has no pants. Wah! He's got no pants on, so I gotta hide his legs. I don't know why is his hair all jacked up right now? Let me fix it. He's looking a little rough right now, okay? Yeah, let me fix him up. I don't know. He looks kind of rough. All right, y'all. All right, let's listen to Kevin Frankie's second police interrogation. Now, does anyone know when this happened? Because on the website, it just says Kevin Frankie interview. There's no video. There's no dates. I don't know when this happened. I'm assuming it happened after his first one. And I'm assuming it's him and with his lawyer. Actually, let me use the bathroom real quick. Let's get up and use the bathroom and then we'll listen to this. Oh. You okay, Cheryl? You shall not flash. Indignation, defiance. Her mugshot even shows it. I think one of her phone calls, she explains who's in the car with her. I don't think it is Jodi. I just heard her talking about how, like, something about someone sitting down. They were screaming. It was awful. It was torturous. What about Kevin's legs? I don't have Kevin's legs. I just have Kevin from the chest up. Okay. All right, y'all. Let's listen to this. Or maybe hold on. Let me fix. I don't like how I'm like so big. Let's do let me duplicate this. Okay. I want to do half and half. I'm going to move my camera over here. Hello? Oh, wait, that's not my camera. Move this camera. Over here. That's me. And let's get this dude over here. Shit. Wait, did I just like fudge all my stuff up? I may have. Is this too big? Maybe move my camera over a little more. Okay, half and half. Did I fudge? Oh my god, this ruins this one too. Why? Whatever, I'll fix it later. Okay. Where's my other text? Oh. This is a stupid program. I hate this program. This one is Kevin, Frankie, police. Actually, do we need this? Interrogation. Kevin, Frankie. Second, police interrogation. Oh my god, I don't know how to spell interrogation. Interrogation. And then where should I put my notes? Should I put this here? Do we even need this? I don't think we need this. Do we need this? I don't think we need this. I changed my mind. I'll put the notes on here as we come across them. Okay, I'm just gonna leave that. Whew! Put the kawaii filter on him. Why? I don't have one. No kawaii filter. And then let me scoot over a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, it's my understanding that Jodi only has 2 children, a daughter and a son. No relation with the daughter, and then oh, the headphones were dangling like Kevin's legs. In the book, her book is somewhere around here. In the book, she has she talks about the name of her son, I think. I just don't remember. Maybe it's Addison. If you Google it, I'm sure we can find it. I think her son is like around 20s, maybe, right? Okay, y'all. So we're going to listen to Kevin Frankie's second police interrogation. Again, I don't know the dates of it, but maybe we can make assumptions based on what's said. I hear that he dropped a lot of bombshells, but I have not listened to this yet. Listening to the first time with y'all right now. Let's get started.
Hey guys. Long time no see. It's been a
Thank
while.
you for meeting with us.
Were you there the first? I was there. I don't think I interviewed with you. Okay.
Lieutenant Studley was with
time.
me the first time.
I don't
So.
remember a lot. Yeah, oh, you're okay.
I don't blame you. It's a lot all at once. And
usually long time no see is a good thing when you're dealing with a detective. Right?
Yeah, but I know.
So he's definitely being a lot more friendlier in this interview, in my opinion. I think he was really guarded initially. I wonder if he has his lawyer there with him, though.
I know that both of my kids have mentioned both of you by names. And yeah, but I know that both of my kids have mentioned both of you by names, and particularly with you. And
He's a good kid. Do you guys by chance have a card?
I do in the car,
Okay.
but not on me.
Yeah, I think that's the lawyer right there. Are you sure? Do you guys by any chance have a card? I think that's his lawyer.
So I'll grab that
Because he hired Randy Kessler pretty quick when this whole thing went down.
for you, though.
Okay.
So, like I talked to Mr. Kessler about, I just want
Yep, the lawyer's there.
this to be totally ran by you. I won't ask you any questions that are incriminating. We're not looking at you as a suspect or anything like that. We just are more curious of the dynamic and Jodi coming into your relationship, your lives. So if you kind of just want to walk us through that on how she came into your lives and then where things started to change.
Jodi, you mean?
Or
Jodi. I
Jodi.
thought you said Julie, but
Oh,
Jodi.
Jodi.
Yeah,
Yeah, Jodi.
That's the lawyer.
yeah, I can do that. I'll ask first, have you found the pen papers?
The pen papers. So we found quite a bit of different journals.
We believe they're on the computer, and the rest of them are sealed.
Wait, what are the pen papers? Are they referring to Ruby Frankie's notes or are these Jodi's notes?
Like they're trying to mail them off, but we do not have a direct copy of it, no.
because my understanding was we had purchased as a Christmas present for Jodi in 2021 a leather folder that, 3 inches thick or whatever, and it had engraved on the leather on the outside the pen papers, and Ruby wrote detailed notes of everything, all interactions with Jodi and Pam Botcher from August 2021 until I don't know when.
And you're saying something like, is it like a satchel-looking leather bit, or is it more like a binder?
No, it's like, I don't even know what to call it.
See, I'm telling you guys. So he's saying that she wrote all the interactions with Jodi and Pam Botchner, who was the president of Connections, who's trying to play dumb on the body cam footage. I think I'm telling you guys, she has a control issue.
But it's flat.
So you
like
see,
a shorter, because we do have Ruby's journal, which is from those dates that you mentioned.
these things are going to be so. She wouldn't write the stuff she wrote in the pen papers. She would not write in her journal. The stuff she wrote in the pen papers was not intended to be read by anybody until God would decree them to be written as scripture for the whole world to read.
Okay.
I believe that's what we have.
Okay.
Because you're saying the pen would be different, correct? It's like a...
Well, it was just in a thing called the pen papers. So it was, and that's how Ruby referred to those papers. Yeah. So it described all of the visions and trances and everything that Jodi and Ruby went into.
How thick would you say it was?
It was like 3 inches thick or so. And there were hundreds of pages of written documents that Ruby had. And that was given to Jodi in 2022 when she left and returned to her home in January. So
this is similar.
Yeah, like it would look like that.
Okay.
That's not the journal that we have, so...
No, I think you're talking... It looks like a satchel.
It's something Jodi would not want found.
Yeah.
But she wouldn't want to destroy it.
Because we didn't find that in the home.
We found an empty one.
We did find an empty one.
I don't remember saying anything on it, though. There's an empty...
I mean, what Ruby wrote in those journal entries were bad. Maybe she ran out of paper for her pen paper thing, or I don't really know how it works. Is it like, do you write it? Is it like a invisible ink, or is it like an electronic pen where you can write it out and it memorizes your brushstrokes or something like that, and it knows what you're writing? I've never seen this pen paper thing.
An empty thing like that.
Yeah.
It was a full thing, but it was...
If the empty one says the pen papers on the outside of it, then they emptied it and did something.
We'll go back through our photos and see if that's... Because everything in the home was photographed. So.
If you're interested in Pam Botcher, that's going to tie Pam Botcher to all of this.
Yes, tell us more about Pam. We need to know more about Pam because she's the president of Connections, and I want to know what else has she been involved in.
What's in those documents? Okay, so...
Can I just interrupt for a minute? I'm sorry.
Sure.
Sorry, it's it must be redacted or something. So Pam Botchner involvement ?
Is it okay to bring the puppies?
Yes, we want the puppies, right?
Okay.
Okay, so why don't you finish here and then call me when you're done, and we'll...
Okay.
Hey, will you let the bailiff know we're in here so she can bring us a copy of the order?
Okay, let me see if I can find her.
Okay.
Thank you. In 2018, we were
I don't know. I guess it's redacted.
And that's going to be hard to find in today's world. Good luck. Ruby had a very close friend named Paige Hannah, who lives in Mapleton, who was a massive fan of Connections and Jodi Hildebrandt. And in fact, the Hannahs are on the cover of their book. If you've probably seen them. And so Ruby started to speak with Jodi towards the end of 2018.
Oh man, I wonder if the Hannahs were like, take us off the cover, discontinue the book. The pen paper is like the title of their book. Okay, it's like how the Mormon guy used to write stuff from God. They believe they were writing like a sequel. Okay.
Early 2019 with a massive fan of Connections and Jodi Hildebrandt. And in fact, the Hannahs are on the cover of their book. If you've probably seen them. And so Ruby started to speak with Jodi towards the end of 2018, early 2019, with the intention of having her be the therapist to Jodi. Jodi always had a larger interest in communicating with the parents more than with the actual patient, which I've always found curious. But her theory was, if you want to help your child, you have to help yourself first, and then you'll know how to help the child. So she spoke with Ruby frequently, and the frequency of their communications ramped up. And then the first conversation that Jodi had with Chad was in June of 2019 while we were on a trip to the East Coast. All of her visits with Chad were virtual through Zoom. But she would talk with Ruby on the phone or through Zoom quite frequently. So Jodi met with things got really, it got strange around the fall of 2020. The Hannahs were trying to convince and bring Ruby into thank you.
Thanks.
Into this organization called Connections, and that particularly were focused on things like lust versus love, and healthy marriages, happier marriages, happier relationships. She invited me to go to a
Who are the Hannahs? He mentioned that they were huge fans of Connections, huge fans of Jodi's, and they were apparently on a cover of one of her books. So if we look up her books, we could probably see what the Hannahs look like.
She invited me to go to it was like a conference or something held at Thanksgiving Point in Lehigh. And there were like 100 people there, and that was in
Is the audio okay? Press 1 in chat if the audio is good for you guys.
Lehigh. And there were like 100 people there, and that was in the fall of 2019.
Hey, Moondog.
Maybe late summer of 2019. Late summer 2019. And my impression at that time was this is absolute craziness. This is a bunch of man-hating women that are just looking for excuses to tear down their husbands, and I mean that's what it felt like to me when I was in there. But it was confusing because there were people that I respected a lot that were up on the stage with microphones in hand, giving testimonials of how great this was and how it changed their lives and their marriage, and like the Hannahs were among them, and so yeah, it was confusing. Ruby, then we went on a trip with the
I guess if he kind of already had an inkling that this is like some batshit crazy people, why leave your children alone with one of the main Connections people? Maybe he'll get there.
Ruby, then we went on a trip with the Hannahs to the UK in October of 2019. And I swear the whole objective of the trip was to convince me to get into connections because all of them were in it except me. But you know, they made some really eloquent arguments. And
Oh man, this reminds me of those like MLMs. You know those like like those like mass fuck, what are they called again? Multi-mass multi-level mass what am I talking about again? Where you get one person at the very top and they convince a bunch of other people to sell the shit. Like those people are so fucking, I don't know if any of you guys were doing it, but those people are so annoying to deal with. I remember Thai people started getting, multi-level marketing. Yes, MLM. Thai people started getting into it, and I used to work in a restaurant with like a lot of Thai people, and then like it like slowly infiltrated everyone, where everyone like anytime you would have a conversation, they would find their ways to weave in their products. It was like so skillful, but at the same time like so fucking annoying. I remember I was like talking to my friend about having a UTI, and then she's like, oh yeah, like, you know, I take these vitamins, these vitamin C vitamins, like they help me a lot. I'm like, oh really? Oh cool, because you know I hated UTIs back then. And then she's like, yeah, you know, like I have this like whole like line of vitamins, you know, here's the vitamin C one and here's like the multivitamin, and it was like all that MLM shit. And then like one of my other friends was trying to sell me this like water filter that was like really special, and it was like, run. I think the makeup ones are okay. There was like the ones that the makeup ones. What are the makeup ones? Is it Mary Kay? I thought the makeup ones were harmless. It was just like makeup, you know, like women's shit, umbrellas, whatever. But the ones where they were selling like vitamins and like all this other shit, I was like, like household products, like water filters. And oh yeah, my mom did Avon too. She might still do Avon actually. Yeah, Avon. Yeah, I remember Avon. Oh man. Were they real friends? I mean, they were super cool, you know, but they just wanted to get that money, get that bag, because what convinced a lot of these people to get into these MLMs was the luxurious lifestyle that these people were, you know, exuding. So you would have like someone would fly in, you know, their private jets, and they're like, you could be like this too. You can get a bunch of people, sell them, you know, get a bunch of clients. Amway, yeah. Yeah, Amway was the one that all the Thai people got into. Oh my God, because people just want to like, you know, they want to find quick and easy ways to get rich, right? So I can understand why they get sucked into this kind of stuff. But I don't know, I thought Avon was like cute. That was when like in 4th grade, I had a friend that would sell Avon stuff, like her mom would. And I remember getting like the booklet, you know, giving it to my mom. It was just like makeups and stuff, but maybe they sell everything now. I don't know. I thought the makeup one was like just cute, but then yeah, the Amway stuff, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like they really upgraded the stuff that they were selling to you. Oh my Lord. And then they try to convince you to join, and they try to convince your entire family to join, and like your mama, your brother, like your kids, everyone. It's like, I don't know. It was really annoying to talk to them. Have y'all been getting a bunch of trolls coming in lately? No. I don't think it's really bad. It all depends on what you're selling and how. It was just really annoying. Okay. Really annoying. But, yeah, just annoying. Because I felt like anytime we would have a conversation, they always found a way to weave it back to joining the membership, getting other people to join, and then buying their products. And I'm just like, oh my God, please. We just have a normal conversation. Can you just fuck off? My father's friend, she's like high up on Mary Kay. I mean, if you're high up, you know, you making bank. Because I know Dennis's mom would do Forever Life or something, where they push like vitamins on people. Like, I don't know, like I feel like all types of bullshit. Forever Living, I forgot what it's called. And I think apparently she was making pretty decent money back in the day. But it was weird because she was a doctor working at her mom's doctor office, and she was probably pushing these products onto her patients, which I was like, that's pretty fucking weird. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's how she made a lot of money, okay? Because she was in a good position of power, and then she was able to convince her patients to get into it by the vitamins and all that stuff. I don't know. But I remember because I went to them, and like I don't have a good relationship with them, but I went to them, and I was having like back issues or something like that. Like there were some issues I was having, and then they gave me like some vitamins. Like, here you go, take this, you'll feel better. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? I don't want no fucking vitamins. I'm good. Anyways, but yeah, sorry, a little random memory lane trip. Okay, all right, let's go back.
But you know, they made some really eloquent arguments, and I agreed to join a men's group with Jodi in January of 2020, and I would do it for 3 months. So I started that men's group in 2020. And, you know, the group, I don't know if you've ever been to like an addiction recovery group, but that's what it was. That's what it felt like. I mean, there were probably 10 men in there. It was on Zoom. All of them were like working through, you know, various stages of like sex addiction, porn addiction.
Oh yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I take a lot of vitamins too, but when you're pushing vitamins onto people as a cure-all for like shit, I don't know, it's pretty fucking weird. Oh, the gummies for hair. I heard about that. Yeah. There was a time where influencers were jumping on the gummies for the hair thing. I think they still do, right? I know what's her name again? Tatiana. She was like this huge like beauty person. She like made this like gummy for hair thing. Did she get called out? I don't know. I feel like a lot of people were selling those. I mean, I like eating gummies though. I feel like it's just a good excuse to eat gummies. Overpriced gummies.
Porn addiction, drug addiction, and it was just it was like a 12-step group, but intended just for general like addiction recovery. And I really was like, what the hell am I doing here? Like, I don't belong here. But everyone was like, no, come here. Like, you can learn to have a better like life and a better marriage. And so I thought, okay, whatever. I went through my obligatory 3 months, and I was ready to leave. And then I got challenged to.
Oh, thank you.
And then I got challenged to sit down and have a vulnerable conversation with my wife and ask her how my lustful choices have affected her. And, you know, to me, that was like a loaded question. I thought, I still didn't see what I had done or anything that would constitute any form of like, you know.
Remember, I was wondering, when he mentioned in the first interview with the police, he was like, oh, you know, I had a porn addiction, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know, I wonder if he really did have a porn addiction, because I was a little skeptical about that. I wonder if he really had a porn addiction, or if he was just like, you know, browsing here and there, and then they're like, porn addiction, we're getting you for that. And that's how she gets all these women to recruit their husbands to join the programs, and then how she, like, you know, maybe brainwashes. Is there a fucking mosquito in here? Get the fuck out of here. Oh my god, I think there's a mosquito here. He's so fast. Okay, I can't kill him. But I was like, I don't think he did, but maybe he did.
Abuse or anything like that. And but I did. I took the challenge, and I sat down, and for 2 hours, Ruby very emotionally just shared how she felt in our marriage, and how the things that I, over 20 years of marriage, you know, asking for sex as a husband frequently, or asking her to wear lingerie, or things like that, how that made her feel. And it was really emotional.
Wait, so him asking her to wear lingerie, asking for sex, she didn't like that?
Ruby very emotionally just shared how she felt in our marriage, and how the things that I, over 20 years of marriage, you know, asking for sex.
Oh, over 20 years of marriage. Because remember, they were together when they were very young. So like what, in their late teens maybe? 20s, 30s, entering their 40s. This is over 20 years, okay, span.
As a husband frequently, or asking her to wear lingerie, or things like that, how that made her feel. And it was really emotional, and it touched me. Like, I didn't realize that she felt so strongly about that she felt so hurt by that. And so I committed that I would really give it a go. And I stayed in the men's group. And so, you know, in that men's group, I met with Jodi every week, with the other men that were in the group. And then it got weird, because like our marriage felt like it was getting better and stronger. So this was now, you know, summer and fall of 2020, and in addition to that, there was the whole YouTube cancel thing. I don't know how much you guys are even interested or aware of that, but in May of 2020, some videos that Ruby released on that dealt with Chad just blew up in her face, and it was all over the news, and hundreds of thousands of TikTokers and all this stuff were just piling on and basically burned down like our YouTube channel. And overnight, like the income went.
Well, Kevin, I mean, when all these people have been supporting you for years and they feel like you're mistreating your children, what do you think is going to happen? They're not going to continue supporting you. I don't know. He's like, oh, I was canceled. Well, it was like your own supporters that like canceled you guys. It wasn't just like random people on the fucking internet. Because if it was random people and their supporters weren't affected, they would continue having people to view their channel and shit. It was their own supporters who were like, no, something weird is going on here.
You know, we lost 90% of the income overnight, and that was hard.
Was this like the which episode was this?
He's like doing some ASMR shit. I don't know. I boosted the audio so many times. Let me boost it again.
So is this the one where they talked about like the bean bag or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they started going back and trying to dig and find, and then they'd find these little nuggets like, oh, look, Eve went to school without a lunch one day, or, you know, stuff like that. And, but it was the beanbag video that really set people off.
So then they went back from there.
Mm-hmm. So at that time, Ruby was really distraught. And she was looking for support. She was looking for someone who would understand her, who would validate her, and she found that in Jodi. All the stuff she did with Chad was because of Jodi, and so it makes sense that she would go to Jodi, you know, for emotional support when she felt like her world was burning down.
Our family channel is still one of the highest paid channels on YouTube, along with like finance channels.
In the meantime, like I felt like our marriage was getting stronger. It felt better. Like we didn't fight as much, and even though we were having less sex, it felt more connecting, and it was just. I thought, wow, this is great. Like, you know, this is great, and I was happy to be the guy up on the stage. You know, that started sometime in like late 2020 or the fall of 2020. There would be a conference, and Ruby would say, I thought we were just attending it, but then she'd say, hey, they wanted us to get up and tell our story, you know, and I'm like, oh, okay, sure. And so I get up and just say, like, yeah, I was the guy who said, I think this is a bunch of like.
Oh, really? Family channels are not the most lucrative because they were demonetized if the children are the main theme. Oh, did they change that? I thought they were still like highly lucrative, like Disney family friendly crap. I thought it was like, because I did hear about content that was aimed at kids but not content that are not like family channels. Sorry, because like content aimed at kids were different than having a family that just like showcase all their shit in like vlogs and stuff like that. I thought it was different. True crime is moving up the rank. No, true crime videos get demonetized all the time. Like when I uploaded some of the content for the Ruby, Frankie, and the Jodi stuff, that wasn't even, we didn't even go into like details or anything like that. It instantly got demonetized. And I had to have them review it, and they were like, oh, never mind, you're good. But yeah, like the true crime stuff, like I don't know, there are some people that do true crime stuff, and I know they have like Patreons to support their shit, but there are some of the content creators where when they post a video, I'm like, oh, this is for sure demonetized because like the stuff that they talk about, and I'm like, how do they make their money? You know, I don't know, like what do they do? Because like a lot of times when you do like the storytelling stuff, like I don't know, that shit gets like demonetized like real quick. But yeah, I don't know.
You know, man hating, you know, women, but it really has made a difference in my marriage, and it really did. Like I believed it.
Yes, I heard about that. Remember the lady who rehomed her adopted son right after it happened? Yeah, I heard about that. It was really sad.
And so those conferences and stuff, everything continued like that until March of 2021, when after a conference that a connections conference down in St. George. All the inner circle, all the people who were being trained as mental fitness coaches and stuff. So that was Ruby and a bunch of other people and their spouses. We went out to like a dinner afterwards, and that's where Jodi really opened up to the women in a private conversation that she believed she was being tormented and haunted by shadow figures every night, and that was spooky, and
I wonder if Jodi was just a compulsive liar. Because I guess when I'm listening to this, I want to know if he believes in what Jodi is saying, or if he thinks Jodi's just trying to get people to like, oh my God, I feel so bad for you. I don't know. I'm trying to like get what his vibes is. No, not uncensored photos. That's no. It's just like even just talking about like true crime content in general. I don't know. I feel like sometimes when I'm watching a video and they have to like really sanitize everything, it's just like, but.
I don't know exactly what happened, but the Hannahs do. All I know is at some point within a couple days of that, in that month of March, the Hannahs drove down from Mapleton and picked Jodi up and brought her back to their home in Mapleton, and she lived for 6 weeks in that home in Mapleton. And this is where, like, I don't know what happened, but I do know that there's two different sides of stories. They tried to introduce her to a new cult lady that the Hannahs were getting into. So they wanted to merge their cults into one, apparently. And
they referred to it as a cult at the time?
Oh, no. No one in a cult says, I'm in a cult.
True.
Right. I was wondering. But from your perspective, it looks like two cult leaders merging together.
From where I stand now, absolutely.
I know, right? Okay, guys, let's just merge the two cults together. Sorry, but the cult leader, I don't know why the cult leader would even want to merge. They want control.
According to Jodi, she was held against her will for 6 weeks and was kidnapped, and she escaped and got out. According to the Hannahs, after 6 weeks of Jodi stabbing herself with forks and knives, cutting herself, and wanting to commit suicide and trying to seduce the husband of the family, they kicked her out.
What?
I don't know what's the truth. Maybe a little bit of both. I don't know. But the point is, somewhere around mid-April, Jodi was back in her home in Ivins, and she was a hot mess. And she reached out to Ruby for help. And Ruby was always jealous of the Hannahs, that they had a better relationship with Jodi than she did. Ruby, and this is like, goes back to her childhood. She wanted to be the best friend. She wanted to be the most liked. She wanted to be the one that everybody knew. And so it hurt her that she felt like she was being excluded from what was going on at the Hannah's house. And then she'd say, why so many secrets? And the Hannahs would say, it's not secret, it's sacred.
Why are they so childish? How the fucking old are we?
And when the time's right, you can know too,
You can know too.
So we went down to Jodi's house in May of 2021. That was the first time I'd ever been there. And it blew my mind, as I'm sure you have walked in there and gone, how does a therapist live like this? Like, didn't make sense to me. But we were there, and she opened up and talked about her struggles and what was going on. And I gotta say, like, I'm a smart guy. I'm an engineer. designed and helped build some really big stuff. I'm a college professor. I can't explain some of the stuff that happened while we were there. Like crashes in the basement while we were talking upstairs, and plates like in the kitchen just flying off by themselves, like full.
No, I don't believe this. He's talking about some paranormal activity shit. Oh my lord. They drugged him? What is going on here?
Like full speed smashing on the wall and falling to the floor like by themselves.
What if Jodi hired people to do this to fuck with people? I don't know, man. Like, Jodi might have been some crazy. I don't know. I feel like she might be a compulsive liar. She might have gotten some people to do some crazy shit to get people to believe her and join her cult.
I can't explain it, but I saw it with my own eyes, and I don't have any way to explain it other than there's some crazy shit going on. Ruby was convinced that we could intervene and help Jodi. I didn't want a thing to do with it. I tried to like get her bishop involved and say, hey, go to like the priesthood and the church and all that stuff. Just go to your support network. But Ruby continued to be like, no, we can.
Yeah, wouldn't they just install cameras inside the house and capture all this for the world to see? And be like, look, hey, the devil's real. I told you guys the devil's real. Now join my cult. This is such bullshit.
Help, like she doesn't want that. Could you imagine like what would happen to her reputation if this got out and stuff? Let's help her. So we went down like a couple more times between May and August, but it reached the point where in August, her bishop at the time, a guy who's down there in Kayenta named Scott Galbraith. He's not our bishop anymore, but I mean, he was going over there like every night, and he'd be there for like 4 hours.
Wait, what was his name? Scott?
In August, her bishop at the time, a guy who's down there in Kayenta named Scott Galbraith. He's not our bishop anymore, but I mean, he was going over there like every night, and he'd be there for like 4 hours, and he'd be like, I'm fighting evil spirits, I'm casting demons out, I'm crazy stuff going on, and finally he got to the point where he's like, I can't do this anymore. Like there needs to be some sort of resolution.
I wonder if Scott Bishop had a wife that was like, yo, what the fuck is going on over there? Tell the lady to work her shit out. Maybe he just realized that Jodi was just bullshitting. I don't know. I'm starting to get compulsive liar vibes.
It was at that point that they said, why don't you take her up to your house? And I was like, oh, hell no. I don't want this in my house. But I was beaten over the head with it. Like, that's really insensitive. You know, she's done so much to help our family, and you're being selfish, and she has needs, and come on, like, it won't be for long. And so I relented, and I was like, okay.
No, Kevin, why? He introduced the devil into the household. Listen, I'd be like, yeah, I am being selfish. I have a whole family to take care of. I'm not bringing her into my house. Check her into a hospital or something.
Okay. Actually, you know, this could kind of be fun. Let's just make it fun, and we'll, like, she needs a vacation, so we'll just go take drives up the canyon and stuff like that. And it turned into just a crazy house. The moment she showed up in my house, just the weirdest crap started happening. Lights turning on and off, sounds of people walking in walls, and like sounds like footprints going up walls and across the ceiling, and like stuff floating around, and it was weird, and I hated it.
Stuff floating around. I don't believe that these people would not have recorded any of this. He's on YouTube. He knows how to do camera stuff. Like, you would be recording all of this.
And I became the resident exorcist. That was the title I came up with myself. I thought it was kind of funny, but it was my job to like go and give her blessings whenever she started to like.
How are the officers not cracking up because they're in disbelief right now? My Trace hard to give a straight face. I don't know. I'm typing all these notes. I'm like, why am I just typing up bullshit? Oh no, I don't think the kids should go to Kevin either. He's also crazy. Listen, when I was a kid, I thought I saw crazy shit too. There was a time when I was older and I did lots of drugs. I did see crazy shit, but that's because I was like lacking sleep, you know? I barely had any sleep. I had a lot of sleep paralysis. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe they were just sleep deprived or something like that. But he said he saw things floating around. Like, no, Kevin, no.
Go into a trance and go into possession, and which started to be a lot. And Ruby would go up and check on her. It started like every 4 hours at night, and then it moved every 2 hours at night, then it moved every hour at night, and then at some point Ruby said, you know what, I'm just going to start sleeping in there. And
I don't know, maybe someone reached out to Kevin and told him to say this bullshit because it would protect Ruby and Jodi somehow. Like, hey, Jodi's got these demons about her, you know. I don't know. Did someone reach out to him to say this bullshit? Because here's the thing. The reason why I don't believe this is because if you thought that there were demons, there were some evil possessions, whatever, and it was following Jodi, why the fuck would you leave your kids with Jodi? Why wouldn't you just be like, you know what, Ruby? You deal with Jodi. I will take the kids. Let me get them away. Let me get them to a safe place. Like, why would you leave the kids with them? What the fuck is going on here? I wasn't even expecting this. I thought he was just gonna say that, like, you know, Jodi made up a bunch of stories about a bunch of shit, and then I believed her. I didn't know we're gonna get into some paranormal activity shit. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, this is are we halfway through? We're halfway through. We're at the halfway part. And also, guys, remember, I'm half Thai, okay? So, like, my country, okay, back home, they all believe in, like, ghosts and all that stuff. But I don't think any of them have ever said that they saw things floating, that they saw or heard things crawling up the walls. They just believe in, like, spirits and ghosts and all that stuff. But
if I need you, I'll come down and get you. I'm like, that's kind of weird, but okay. And that was that. They started sleeping in the same bed. And
no. Maybe the paranormal activity is just a cover up for, I don't know, same-sex romance. I don't know. I mean, listen, all this sounds like batshit crazy to us people, but the lengths that people will go through to cover up some stuff that they're not proud of, that's just a conspiracy from my end. But I mean, I'm
like, that's kind of weird, but okay. And that was that. They started sleeping in the same bed. And then she started having like trances and stuff. I would say probably September, where she believed that she was going to heaven and seeing God and Jesus and talking with them. And she would get together with Pam Botcher. Ruby, Pam, and Jodi would get together and do these interventions. That's what they called them. And so they'd just go up and lock themselves in a room for 4 or 5 hours, and then they'd come out and they'd all just be on cloud nine, and Ruby would share with me like she had this amazing vision, and I wrote it and recorded it all down, and we have a work to do from God, and you're part of it, and the bishop's part of it, and we're all part of bringing all this stuff to the world. And so it was, and it continued like that until I wanted to move on with life. And
You say banging plates was just a cover for some other banging. What's going on? Maybe. Stop, guys. The vision with an orgasm. Oh my god. I don't know. I mean, all that sounds more reasonable than the paranormal activity shit, you know? We're all side-eyeing hard right now. I'm so sad. Why was there no video footage of this interrogation? I need to see I don't even want to look at Kevin Frankie. Fuck him. I want to look at the police officers' facial expressions when they're listening to this. And if they stop taking notes at some point, if they're like, okay, you know what? I don't need to take notes. What is this?
And I would call it dragging my heels. So that was around October. And Jodi flipped out because during one intervention, Chad was in the backyard with a bunch of friends, and it was my job to keep all the kids contained in the basement watching movies or playing video games. And I took the dog on a walk, and I thought they were done, but they weren't done. And Chad had all his high school friends over in the backyard. Jodi flipped out. She was ready.
I wonder if Chad was nearby an orgy or something. Like, I don't know, man. We're putting our tinfoil hats on right now, but listen, when people were talking about the lesbian allegation, like, yeah, we don't have enough details, yeah, but I don't know, man. Like, trying to wonder if there's something going on.
She was ready to come back to Ivan's on her own that night, and Ruby and Pam talked her into staying, but that was the first night where Ruby said, I want a separation from you. And it was an in-home separation, and so it was hard. Basically, there were all these rules now placed on me, like I could leave when I wanted, but I couldn't come back until Ruby gave me permission. I couldn't come into the kitchen to eat.
Oh my God. See, I don't know, man. I feel like if you're having some sort of affair, letting them leave whenever, that's great. But then you would for sure want to know when they're coming back. Okay.
Ruby gave me permission. And the upstairs where Jodi roamed was completely off limits. I couldn't go upstairs anymore in my own house. And there would be, Ruby would dictate all of the terms of how our interactions would be, when we would talk, and that was hard. And it was during that time that I really became, I would say, dependent upon Ruby. Like, if she said a kind word to me, like, my whole day was made, right? So that separation continued all the way up until the holidays, maybe the last week of December, first week of January, and then Ruby ended that separation. Jodi went home the second.
Wait, sorry, what are the dates?
So that separation continued all the way up until the holidays, maybe the last week of December, first week of January, and then Ruby ended that separation. Jodi went home the second week of January. But by that time, like, Ruby, Pam, and Jodi were completely determined to do this work that they felt God had for them. And I thought it was crazy. Like, I thought it was just batshit crazy. Like, Ruby, you have a reputation, you have a multi-million-dollar business, you have a brand, and you are just giving it away. She wanted to legally, like, work with Jodi's attorney.
What's her multi-million-dollar business, since their YouTube shit was already done for? Were they doing something else? What else was Ruby doing?
$1 million business, you have a brand, and you are just giving it away. She wanted to legally, like, work with Jodi's attorney to basically give Jodi 8 passengers. And
Okay, so my 8 passengers. Okay.
and become an employee of Connections. So basically the contract was Ruby gives Jodi everything and Ruby gets nothing in return. Our manager, our YouTube manager at the time was like, red flags. Like, I don't know how to tell you, she is scamming you. Ruby fired him. And I was like, I believe our manager, I think he's right. And Ruby started threatening me with another separation. And just like, this isn't about money, this is about doing God's work. And so we continued in that dynamic for the next 6 or 7 months until she went on a trip with Jodi, and we continued in that dynamic for the next 6 or 7 months until she went on a trip with Jodi and Pam down to Arizona. And I think they, like, when I read her journal, she went into Mexico or something and bought drugs or something, like prescription drugs for the emergency kits. And when she came back from that trip, before she even brought the bags into the house, she pulled me in and said, I want to talk with you. And that's when she asked me to leave. And that was July 20th, 2022. My interactions with Jodi at that point became one of Jodi. I was still in the men's groups, but the dynamic changed. Instead of being like one of the top people that helped run groups and helped support, all of a sudden I felt like I got knocked to the bottom. And Jodi was just piling on me every week in the men's groups. And the other men just do whatever Jodi does. If Jodi piles on somebody, they all pile on. If Jodi praises somebody, they all praise. And so it really felt like a pack of dogs, and Jodi was the alpha. And whoever she sicked the dogs on, they would go. Whoever she praised, the dogs would just lick them up and down. And that's how these groups went. And so once I was in separation, every week was just hell.
You see, like, religion is like not bad, but there are people that are religious and it like trains them to be obedient and to listen to these authority figures. Because I can see why Kevin got swept into this. Based on what he's saying, I can see how he got swept into this. Like, he saw other people that he respected, people from, the church, I guess, that were also eating what Jodi was feeding them. And he was just like, oh, well, everyone else is doing it, I guess I should too. And he probably didn't want to speak up. He couldn't speak up. His wife got sucked into it. Now his family's involved. Oh my God. It's probably just hard for him to get the fuck out. But here's the thing. I just don't know why you would leave your kids with them. Why? It's another thing if maybe he hasn't gotten there yet. Because with Adam Paul Steve, we know what happened, right? Like, Jodi was threatening to, I think like she went to the police saying like, oh, Adam Paul Steve had like inappropriate thoughts about like the 2-year-old daughter because the wife said when they were bathing, she felt uncomfortable, blah, 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 blah. I don't know if it got to that point with Kevin. Doesn't seem like it. Maybe he'll get there. But why, if he knew that all this shit was batshit crazy, because he said he called it out back in 2019, right? So Ruby and him separated in 2022 in July, but he said in 2019, he was like, oh, this is kind of batshit crazy. And then she ends up living with him and things get even more batshit crazy. I don't know why you would leave your kids with these batshit crazy people then. Am I just being impatient? I might just be impatient. Maybe he's about to get to there and he's going to explain it to us.
Psychological hell. And Jodi was running it. Everything was on Zoom. And I knew that the only way I would ever get back into my house was I had to get Jodi's approval. Because if I didn't get Jodi's approval, I would never get Ruby's approval. But it felt like an impossible task because no matter what I did, no matter how much I tried to track better, be, truthful and not be selfish. Every week it was like, you're being manipulative, you're being selfish, you're lying, you're hiding something, you're still hiding stuff. And I really started to like question my sanity, honestly.
And this was Jodi that we were talking about.
So that continued for an entire year, but it became more and more and more and more and more isolating.
Oh, his YouTube channel on the screen. Oh well.
You know, Jodi had an approved list of men that, you know, Jodi had an approved list of men that I could make phone calls to, and it was basically 3 men. But 2 of those, well, no, all 3 of those 3 men were like, we don't want to do phone calls with you anymore because you're being manipulative. And I'm like, well, who told you that? Well, Jodi did. So I was completely cut off.
Yeah, Jodi probably finds that like one woman, or maybe multiple, but like she'll find like a favorite, and she probably like jumps around between whoever's treating her the best at the time. So like at this point, obviously Ruby was the favorite, and the best way to get her favorite to do whatever she says is to isolate her and to manipulate her, and that's to make sure that there's no one else. You know, that's what abusers do. They isolate, right? So push Kevin away, and then now Jodi's the only one that's in Ruby's life.
If I went to my church leaders, I was seeking enablement. If I went to my family, I was seeking enablement. If I went to anybody, I was seeking enablement. And so it felt like a no-win. I felt trapped.
I do have a question though. What the fuck has Kevin been doing in the past 18 months where the women had control of his children? I know he was working somewhere. Where was he working? Not at BYU. What the fuck was he doing?
And that's where I was all the way up until the last week of July.
The Hannahs were the favorite, and then something went sour, something went awry, and the Hannahs were no longer the favorite. And then Ruby was like, oh, my turn. It's my turn to be the favorite. Get me up there.
When Jodi called me one day out of the blue and just said...
And at some point, 20 years ago, Morwenna was the favorite. That was Adam Paulsteed's ex-wife.
One day out of the blue and just said...
Sorry.
When Jodi called me one day out of the blue and just said, I don't understand why you're not getting it. You're not changing. I don't get it. So I've been asking God what to do, and God told me that you need to have complete.
These people are the worst. When you're using God to manipulate other people, that's so fucked up.
What's the word they would use? Solitude with God.
Become a monk.
Yeah. And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, I don't want you to come to men's group anymore. And I don't want you to do phone calls with any of the men. And I'm like, well, then who am I going to talk with?
Right, and how is he going to improve?
Who's going to support me? God will. You need to learn to go to God.
Oh my God. Imagine telling this to one of your patients. I don't want to see you anymore, but you're not allowed to go to men's group. You can't talk to anyone. You have to go to God. Just God, okay? You just have to go to God. If you go to anyone else, they're all enablers.
So I'm just like, there's nobody. You're just, I mean, I'm going to be completely cut off. And she's like, no, you'll have God. So that was the last week of July, and that was my last interaction and contact with Jodi. But it was strange because at that time, around that time, things with Ruby started like picking up, and I didn't understand why, but like Ruby wanted to meet in a parking lot.
I'm sorry, but I could have sworn that his lawyer, after Ruby and Jodi were arrested, I could have sworn his lawyer did a interview where he said, oh, my client barely knows Jodi. Did you guys remember that? I feel like they were trying to distance themselves from Jodi. And he said that like, oh, he barely knows her. This is not barely knows her. It seems like he knows her really fucking well. I don't know. I have to find that interview. Because he made it seem like, I don't know, Jodi is like someone that, like, you know, was in connections. I didn't really know her very well.
Picking up, and I didn't understand why, but like Ruby wanted to meet in a parking lot and wanted me to sign over titles of documents. Like the two of our cars wanted me to sign them over to her name.
Oh, man. And do you think this is how she amassed her wealth, her $5 million house? She got all these people to manipulate. She suckered them into signing documents, important stuff over to her, and maybe she drained them dry.
And
to Ruby.
But I was like, okay, you know, I'm just not. I'm in total compliance mode at this point. Just like, I'm a good husband. You see, you can trust me, and so whatever she asked, like, sign over the cars to me, no questions, just okay. And then another thing, she was like, I might want to do an investment, but I will need your signature.
Oh,
do
no.
you trust me enough that I could get your signature if I wanted to pursue my own investment?
You know, and I think it's also possible that Kevin Frankie is still under the spell of Ruby Frankie, because Ruby could also be just as fucking manipulating as Jodi. You know, I know we want to point our fingers to Jodi, but I think Ruby is just as bad, okay? I think Ruby is there too. I think she was there manipulating. She was like, you know what? I found my partner in crime, someone who's going to enable me to abuse my children, someone who's going to let me manipulate other people. I don't know, man. I felt like they were like Bonnie and Clyde. Because I think when he's talking about his wife, I think he's still very much in love with her. Probably still is to this very day. And he probably thinks that, like, oh, you know, it's not my wife, it's Jodi. No, I don't know. I think it's also Ruby.
I could get your signature if I wanted to pursue my own investment. Yeah, sure. Whatever you say.
How big of an investment? What's she talking about? What did she tell you?
She never did, and I never signed anything. She never brought anything to me. But when I returned to the house, everything was packed up, and a neighbor came over and said she asked for the HOA rules and mentioned to him that she wanted to rent the house out, which I was like, are you kidding me? And apparently she wanted to sell the house, but couldn't because my name was on the mortgage. And I think that's what she was talking about, of, will you sign something if I just put it in front of you? And you know what? I probably would have. Like, that's how messed up I was.
I'm glad you didn't.
Me too. That would have been disastrous. But I can't describe to you.
Who the fuck cares about the house? Things have already been disastrous. You sign your kids over to them. I know the detectives are just trying to, like, be buddy buds with him because they're trying to get as much information and they're trying to make him comfortable, but who cares about the fucking house?
I'm glad you didn't.
Me too. You know what? I probably would have. Like, that's how messed up I was.
I'm glad you didn't.
Me too. That would have been disastrous. But I can't describe to you what torture and hell it was to live it was more than a month really, in complete isolation. Believing that I was like evil and, I mean, manipulative and lying and selfish, and that I had abandoned my family and that I was more interested in my selfishness than my family.
And I think moving forward, you going through that is going to be extremely helpful. I felt that way.
Sorry, they redacted some stuff.
I felt that way. Because a lot of those are the same words that were used with them, and you're going to understand how they felt, you know.
We've already talked about that, actually. And the couple of times we've met, I've said, this is how I felt. Did you feel that way? Like, yes, this is how I felt. Like, when we...
I know we're focusing on Kevin, but I feel like at some point you would interject, be like, oh my God, I can't believe I left my kids with her. I can't believe what my kids went through. I can't believe my kids were tortured by Jodi. Like, I don't know, someone, poor me, Kevin, poor me, poor me.
Felt that way because a lot of those are
Maybe it was in the redacted that we didn't get to listen to.
felt that way because a lot of those are the same words that were used with them, and you're gonna understand how they felt, you know.
We've already talked about that, actually. In the couple of times we've met, I've said, this is how I felt. Did you feel that way? Like, yes, this is how I felt. Like, when we each confess to things that we didn't do, I'm like, I confess to things I never did. But I was so scared. And he's like, that's what I did too. So we connected on that level, you know. And it's crazy that anybody can get to that level of desperation, but we were there. We were there.
And this was the end of July, what you're saying? End of July 2022, or the last time you saw Jodi was
23.
23. Okay.
The last communication I had with Jodi was the last week of July. Might have been like the first couple days of August, but just that.
Just shortly before we made contact with you.
Yeah.
Or you made contact with us.
A month before.
Yeah.
Okay. So for that whole month, my life was literally wake up, exercise, go to work, pretend everything's okay, come home, do connections like workbooks and read scriptures and try to strip selfishness out of my life. Like, go to bed, wake up, repeat every day, boom, 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 boom. I mean, I was so upside down. And my plan was in 6 months, I get to reach back out to Jodi again, and she'll let me back in the group, and then I can prove, oh, I don't know if I heard a door.
When you're a Mormon, can you like not divorce or something? Is that like a no-no?
Might be your kids.
Might be. Oh.
And we can.
Oh, wait a second. This was not recorded at a police station. Is that why we don't have footage? Are we at Kevin's house? Because they said that like, oh, those are the kids. Where the fuck are we?
Plan was in 6 months, I get to reach back out to Jodi again, and she'll let me back in the group, and then I can prove, oh, I don't know if I heard a door knock, but I don't know if I did too.
Oh, are they at his house?
Might be your kids.
Might be. Oh.
And we can.
Has it been an hour?
Almost.
I told you it wouldn't take an hour. I'm sorry.
We're good too if you need to head out. That was seriously.
I guess
we just wanted, yeah.
The only questions I would have, and just going back, you said that she was having like these visions of like were you ever privy enough to understand or be told what those visions were?
A couple of them.
What were the two they should tell you about?
So like one of them, she would.
Yeah, I think they were for sure trying to go off the grid because they were looking for a large farmland where the kids can just labor on there and repent for whatever the fuck it was they were repenting for. They were like shopping around, trying to find like large land.
Was walking along the beach with Jesus, and Jesus challenged her to go walk on the water, and it was a whole lesson on walking on the water. Another, she would walk with Heavenly Father and Heavenly Mother, and she learned about, she had a pet lion in heaven named Charles. I don't know why.
I don't know, man. She was probably doing some mushrooms or something like that, some ayahuasca. Hey, Wayne, what's up?
I never forgot that name, but it was like this massive lion, and she got to ride the lion and learned that, you know, all about who she was and this pet lion and all. There was another one where there was a lot of satanic ones where when she would go into possession mode.
How come Jodi didn't, why was this not in her rationing? Okay, like hey, maybe the reason why I'm having all these paranoid thoughts and the devil's coming after me and I'm hearing and seeing shit, I'm having horrible nightmares, is because I've been torturing fucking children. This is my punishment. What was her excuse? Like, oh, I'm the chosen one. God is just testing me. Wouldn't it just be like, oh, it's probably your guilt eating at you for being so harmful to these children and the families? Like, what kind of fucking, like, how she takes something and just like twists it, you know, in her favor. It's just like so weird.
She would talk in like different voices. It was really creepy.
I think she's a compulsive liar. I'm sorry. I think she's a compulsive liar, and she knows how to manipulate people and get people to give her money and do whatever she wants. Oh my God, dude. Maybe it was like, it all stems from childhood, right? Maybe when she was a child, she felt like she wasn't special. Her parents didn't give a shit about her. I think her dad was like maybe abusive or something. And as she got older, she knew how to create her own little family unit, you know, manipulate people, get them to do whatever she wanted. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm just like all over the place. This is just wild to me.
But the voices would say, she's ours. We're not letting go. She is Satan's bride. She's mine. I'm going to marry her. You know, so if she was faking it, she believed that she was trying to, or Satan wanted her as her bride.
So then you said, just clarifying, so the last time you saw the kids was when you separated that in July, is that what I'm thinking? Of 2022. Do you have any questions for us?
No, I'm just really interested in the pen papers. Like, for my own curiosity, I want to know what was going on in all of those little interventions. And
I'll look back through the photos because, like I said, we documented everything in the home, whether we took it or if we didn't. And then I'll reach out to Mr. Kester and let you know.
So I have a couple of observations when you're done.
Yeah, go for it.
So I always thought it was interesting, now that you mentioned that she was riding a lion. Kevin told me that when they were having these group meetings, she would never show up. She would show up on the WebEx, but in place of her person would just be this X for the connections. So it's like this Wizard of Oz thing going on. And I just thought that
she
was
never
kind
showed
of-
her face.
kind of eerie.
She always covered herself.
Are we talking about Pam right now? Who's the Wizard of Oz?
Kevin told me that when they were having these group meetings, she would never show up. She would show up on the WebEx, but in place of her person would just be this X for the connections. So it's like this Wizard of Oz thing going on. And I just thought that
She
was
never
kind
showed
of-
her face.
kind of
Oh, this is the lawyer talking. Okay, I was like, who the fuck is this?
She always covered herself. Yeah. Like, even in the hottest of summer, she would wear these hoodies. She would smell so bad.
Not coward who is mentally messed with, programmed. Unless you've been around it, you would understand. Hard to believe, but yes, it is true. Yeah, because for me, I've never been in that environment, but we know so many victims who have been in this whole like brainwash with like the religion, the cults, and all that stuff. I think it starts off with religion, and then they slowly become like in these like little mini groups where it like becomes into like a fucking cult. But they use religion to like lure people in initially. So, like, I can definitely sympathize for people that go through with this. I've never gone through it, but I know it's definitely out there. I do have a bit of sympathy for Kevin because I'm sure that he was really mind fucked with, but I still don't understand why he would leave the children with this crazy person. Unless he just really, I don't know, I guess he just really trusted Ruby and thought that she would take care of the kids, even though Jodi was like a huge fucking influence. I don't know. And okay, I guess like, why not even check up on the kids? That mind fucks with me too. Like, okay, you leave your kids with your wife because you trust her, but why not even check up on the kids? You know, wouldn't there be like a mistrust of Jodi? Because you already knew she was into batshit crazy stuff. And let's say you believe in the demons and the devil and whatever, and like you saw things floating around and things banging. Why would you leave your kids around? Why would you leave your kids around that? I don't know. That's so crazy to me. Why not check up on them? He didn't even like check up on them on like phone calls or anything like that.
Yeah.
She would never bathe, but she was trying to hide her arms and stuff because apparently Ruby told me they were just like mutilated. And
So the other thing that I think it's important for them to know is during that whole time when you were out, you only had communication with Ruby maybe 3 or 4 times.
Wait, why the fuck was Ruby and Jodi showering together? Wait, what?
Apparently, Ruby told me they were just like,
Yeah.
she would never bathe, but
Yeah.
she would wear these hoodies. She would smell so bad.
Wait, I'm confused. Hold on a second.
She would show up on the WebEx, but in place of her person would just be this X for the connection. So it's like this Wizard of Oz thing going on. That
She
was
never
kind
showed
of-
her face.
Kind of eerie.
She
Yeah.
always covered herself.
Yeah.
Like even in the hottest of summer, she would wear these hoodies. She would smell so bad. She would never bathe, but she was trying to hide her arms and stuff because apparently Ruby told me they were just.
Wait, are we talking about Jodi right now? Wait, why did she smell so bad? Why didn't she never take her showers?
She would smell so bad.
Yeah.
She would never bathe, but she was trying to hide her arms and stuff because apparently Ruby told me they were just like mutilated.
So the other thing that I think it's important for them to know is during that whole time when you were out.
Like I understand like not wanting to bathe in front of people if you were living in a, I don't know, if you're living in a place where like there were like common, like, I don't know, like local public bathhouses, but why would Jodi not bathe if she can just bathe on her own behind closed doors? Or did she just have like really bad hygiene? Some people are like that, you know?
You only had communication with Ruby maybe 3 or 4 times. But each time, or at least on some of the occasions you spoke to her, she's telling you that everything's blissful, we're doing well, you know, everything's so much better without you.
Oh, that would be communicated to me by Jodi every week.
Okay.
And the men's groups too. And it was just like, you're abandoning your family. And it always hurt so bad because it's like, I want to be with my family so bad. What do you mean I'm abandoning them? If you wanted to be with your family, you would change.
It's actually kind of funny because he was so worried about abandoning his family that he ultimately did end up abandoning his children.
Stop being selfish. But you keep being selfish, so you want it. And it was just felt like, well, how do I stop wanting it then? It's like, then you must change. Well, how do I change? Well, you gotta want it. Well, what? You know, so how do I want it? You gotta change. It's this like
perpetual cycle.
Yeah, there's no. I tried to find my way into that cycle, and it felt like, have you ever had a dream where there's like a problem you're trying to solve, but you can't solve it, and how frustrating you feel? That's what my life felt like. And as I'm looking back and I'm realizing there was no solution. It was.
No, I don't think Kevin's up there with all those people, Manson, Stalin, Gacy, serial killers and stuff like that. Maybe if you try to throw Jodi up there with like Manson, cult leader.
You either had Jodi's approval or you didn't. I wasn't doing anything different than the other men in the group. But they got her approval, so they were praised and they were repenting and they were doing everything right. I, on the other hand, was manipulative and selfish and enabling and blah, 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 blah. And she became like the arbiter of truth, the arbiter of forgiveness, God's own mouthpiece. And it was just messed up.
Well, I'm glad that you're seeing
realizing that
clearly, you know, and
coming out of the
kind of
fog.
came out of it. Yeah.
I still haven't heard him talk about his children, but maybe it was in the redacted stuff. Artist says he's still playing victim and divorcing his hubby so they can keep the children. It's an act. He was absolutely on board thinking the kids are evil. That's like in the back of my mind. But yeah, I mean, so far we don't have any proof of that. Yeah. like for the second part, that he thought that the kids were evil. I don't know if he thought the kids were evil. I just think that he was just, I don't know. He was manipulated by Ruby and Jodi. He just let his wife do whatever the fuck she wanted, and he just like fucking obeyed. I don't know if he even thought about the children. I feel like he just thought about the wife more than the children. Like he even cared about the kids. That's like my feeling. Like it was just all about Ruby. Because when we're listening to the jailhouse calls too, all that he cared about was Ruby. Like, what about the kids? Like, who gives a fuck about Ruby right now? Poor kids. Yeah. Hi, Sarah. How are you doing today? Kids are gone. They're not getting those kids back. I don't know, man. Kevin might get the kids. I don't know. Algebra homework done. Yay! Now you're a math genius. Are we sure the kids aren't with him? I mean, it seems like him and Chad are okay. But the other 4 kids, I don't know. I think they're all in like foster care. Someone said they're with their aunts. I have no idea. I don't know anything. They haven't made any of that stuff like public. Wait, shit, sorry.
So,
yeah. One last discussion. So, in the home, when the warrant was issued, there was a bag with $85,000 cash in it. And I understand her lawyer, Ruby's lawyer, has all that.
I'm not.
Which home are we talking about?
Ivan.
In Ivan's?
In the Ivan's home.
We don't know. The money was left where it was left. We didn't take it when he was with us. The house was secured when we left. We're assuming that Lamar Windward was able to retrieve it. But we don't. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
One or the other.
So here's kind of the issue.
The other 4 are still in state custody. Yeah, that was my understanding as well.
That money, she cleaned out their bank accounts.
The kids' savings accounts.
Yeah. And
Wait, it was Ruby who cleaned out? I remember Ruby was on the phone talking with Kevin about how she had like cash and how police can't just take people's money. I think this is the money that they're talking about.
So here's kind of the issue. That money, she cleaned out their bank accounts.
The kids' savings accounts.
Yeah, and yours too, your joint account.
Yeah.
And that's where that money came from.
Mm.
So I don't know if you can have, or if I need to have a discussion with the county attorney. Kevin would kind of like his kids' money back.
Yeah. So it would be civilly, so I would go address that.
Talk to Lamar.
Yeah.
See what those funds are being used for.
I don't think he wants to give them up. And I wouldn't either if I were him.
Yeah.
I think he's using it for attorney fees.
Yeah.
I don't know if the county attorney is going to be able to.
And here's the thing. I feel like Kevin doesn't mind. Oh, she cleaned out the kids' savings. Oh, she cleaned out our joint account. Oh, it's okay. She's using it to defend herself.
To separate that out, unless the judge has already separated it out. Even the county attorneys can look at it and go, it's civil, it's both your guys' money in some sense, and
but if you
the judge would have to divide that up to where it goes. We can do that. Use the county attorney one.
If you did go civil, though, I feel like that would be your fastest route to.
It's just dirty what she did.
Yeah.
She stole money. She stole money from my 18-year-old son out there. And it's wrong.
Well, the other thing that you didn't.
Wait, was that the savings account or is this a different one?
She stole money. She stole money from my 18-year-old son. It's just dirty what she did.
Yeah.
She stole money. She stole money from my 18-year-old son out there. And it's wrong.
Well, the other thing that you didn't, that I don't know, I mean, there's a lot there, but I think they need to know that while Jodi was living in your home, she was also purportedly giving therapy to Chad, and Chad was paying her. And he's like, what,
at that time,
15,
we were
16?
paying her.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't until Chad moved out that part of his therapy was he needed to pay for his own therapy. So at age 17, he was paying her $900 a month to get brainwashed.
$900 a month? Where was Chad getting this $900 a month? So Chad had to move out, pay for his own apartment probably. Oh my God, he had to pay her $900 a month? What the fuck?
at age 17, he was paying her $900 a month to get brainwashed.
Dad at 17?
He did.
What was he doing for work?
He worked at a
Best Buy?
lifeguard, basically.
Okay.
Lifeguard supervisor at two
Most of his
different rec
check.
centers. So it was like the majority of his check was going to Jodi.
Wow.
He was paying her more than he's paying rent, wasn't he?
Wow, that's what I was gonna ask. How much was the rent? No wonder Jodi is so rich. Look at how much money she was getting.
3 times as much.
That's crazy.
She's not a nice
Obviously, you've
person.
seen her house, and what she has, she's making. There's a lot of money going around. Maybe there's a lot of money. I don't know if we can. Sorry, I've been a little sick. I'm not sure if we know where that money came from or where it went. Like, it doesn't seem like she's had an income within the past little bit. So.
Did her book sales? Were her book sales?
I can't imagine.
Yeah, how many books does she have again? Sorry, hold on a second.
Sorry, I've been a little sick. I'm not sure if we know where that money came from or where it went. Like, it doesn't seem like she's had an income within the past
No. It was my understanding that Chad was paying Jodi.
little bit. So.
Did her book sales? Were her book sales?
I can't imagine. I can't imagine they were. But, anyway, I need to get my kids.
Yeah, we'll definitely let you go. And thank you so much for your time. We appreciate
I
it.
want to cooperate, though, on anything related to Jodi and Lee and Pam. And if I can help.
Oh, I know they're trying to be buddy buds with him, but can they please ask him why he didn't check up on the kids for 18 months? If he thought that Jodi was like possessed by demons and all that stuff, then why would... Oh, I have so many questions.
We'll reach out to your attorney if that's okay. If you have any other questions, we can do it over the phone or something. We'll have to meet in person. We can get some clarity.
Dude, I feel like we just got mind fucked. What was that interview? I feel like we just got mind fucked. We just got pulled into 20 different directions. I don't know. Maybe it's just better for the kids to just start anew with like a different family, you know, far away from all this BS. Because I don't even know how their relatives are even like. They all do the family YouTube channel. Like, I think they have like 2 aunts that do the YouTube channel shit. I know that they have a uncle as well. I don't know what the fuck he does though. I don't know. Oh, yeah, it's chipping right now. It's like holographic nail polish. Eee. You can't tell, but it looks like it looks silver. Ew. Not silver. It's actually holographic. The lighting is like bad. See? It's like holographic. Anyways, I'm going to change it to black actually. I'm going to do black instead. Yeah, I don't know. That was so weird. That was so odd. We'll see what happens, I guess. Well, I have lots of questions for Kevin Frankie, and you know, those questions are probably not going to be answered. Oh god, this is all fudged up too. Let me move this. So, how are you guys feeling? The parents have, wait, what? The parents have YouTube channels too? They do? See, I don't know. Wherever they were interviewing Kevin at, I feel like it was at his house, maybe. I'm making assumptions. Hi, Fat Horse. But they did mention like kids were trying to get in. So I was like, wait, what kids? Maybe he's at a family's house or something. Maybe he's staying with families right now and they have kids over there. I don't know. I'm a little confused as well. Jeez. Yeah, that was a lot. So for those of you guys who are joining us late, today we covered the rest of the Hildebrandt Frankie evidence that was dumped on Friday. We went over, what the fuck did we go over? Oh my god, we went over so much stuff. We went over some phone calls, jailhouse calls between Jodi and a mystery person named Ryan. I wonder who Ryan is. You know what? I should crack open the book because I wonder if her son's name is Ryan. What's her son's name? It's in her book. I don't know where the book is. I threw it in the pile of like all the other books. I wonder if that's her son. Because like the way that they were talking, it would make sense if it was her son. They have a new YouTube channel called Two Cellmates. No, that's Ruby Frankie's kids. I'm talking about Jodi's kids. Jodi was talking to someone named Ryan. So we covered the jailhouse calls between Jodi and another woman, Jodi and some other guy named Ryan. And she was saying that the children, they did it to themselves. We just put the bindings on them, but they did it to themselves. Nonsense like that. I don't know. Lock them in forever. Oh my God. Don't let them out. We also watched the police body cam of them arresting Ruby and Jodi. We saw Ruby's scary, whack demeanor. We also watched, we looked at photographs of evidence of like at Jodi's house, going through the pictures and all that. And then we listened to Kevin Frankie's second interview. Oh my God, that shit was wild. Okay. A recap of the second interview. What was it again? January 2021, Kevin joins Jodi's men's group for 3 months. March 2021, Jodi claims to have been kidnapped by the Hannahs, who are obsessed with her. The Hannahs claim, though, that Jodi harmed herself and tried to seduce the husband, and that's why they kicked her out after 6 weeks. May 2021, Kevin claims that there were paranormal activity at Jodi's house. He saw plates floating and plates flying, things crawling up the walls, or her things crawling up the walls. Jodi moves in with Ruby, more paranormal activity. Ruby has to sleep in the same bed as Jodi. Satan wanted Jodi as his bride. Kevin said that Jodi smelled bad, never bathed. It's a lot. It's a lot. You know, it's a lot to go through. It's a lot to go through. All right, y'all. I hope you guys, I think that's about it. If the family cared and let the court shut them out, they could. They don't. I don't know, man. I feel like that entire Frankie family are just kind of like, woohoo. I wonder if Kevin comes from... Oh, no, they're not Frankies. What's their maiden name? I forgot what her maiden name is. I wonder if Kevin's family on his side are a little bit more sane. I don't know, because I feel like Ruby's family are like... I don't know, man. I wouldn't trust them. I won't be trusting them. Maybe his family is a little bit more sane. I don't know. Or at least like more chilled. More Griffith? Is that their name? Griffith? I have no idea. I don't know what her maiden name is. I think that's about it. I want to watch the have you guys been watching the Who the Fuck Did I Marry? So I have not watched the series yet, but I kind of want to watch it. It's like this series on TikTok about this woman who marries I'm assuming he's a scammer or something, or a liar, maybe compulsive liar. I don't know, but I kind of want to watch it. And then also, you guys were talking about the P. Diddy stuff. I haven't looked into the P. Diddy stuff yet, so I might check it out. Maybe we'll do a stream about that. We'll see. Oh yeah, Cheryl has diarrhea. I gotta make sure Cheryl's. Oh, he's sleeping still. Oh my God. He's sleeping with a little bone. He's so cute. Yeah, I'm going to take him outside. Oh my God, he's so cute. I'm talking about him. Hi, Shiro. Hello, Shiro. You're so cute. Ruby's family have mental issues. Have watched their channels for years. Yeah, I don't watch their channel. You guys can fill me in on all the 8. Oh, they're not even part of 8 Passengers, right? That's like different channels. I think I heard, though, that one of the sisters, she was going to move away from doing family channel stuff and then like pivot to something else, where it's not just like focused on her family and her children. But I don't know if that was just like I don't know, I'm just doing it for good looks, and then like she was gonna pivot back or something like that. Yeah, I don't know too much about the family. Yes, so I might have jury duty. I don't know. They'll let me know if they want me to come in, but if they want me to come in, it might start next week, so we'll see. I don't know. That's the same week as the Chad Daybell stuff. We'll see how it is. But I already have vacation planned for Austin, like 2 weeks after that. So I hope the jury duty doesn't run into that, because I already have shit to do. Ellie was thinking about it. Bonnie, Ruby Sisters, tears. Probably because of the YouTube rule change. Yeah, I don't know. Family YouTube channels are just like, maybe it's just because we just hear about like the worst ones. I don't know. Because I know like you get like a boost in views when you pop out a new children, when you're going through the whole pregnancy phase, which is like, it sounds beautiful, but I don't know. It's just like, these are just more of your money makers, you know? And I feel like, can you imagine being a child and having your whole entire fucking life just like on YouTube? and you didn't even consent to it. I don't know. That's just horrible. I'm so glad that when I was growing up, we had like, you know, those little camcorders and stuff, and we had some like Polaroids, pictures, but you know, having like videos for millions of people to see on YouTube, I don't know. It's fucking weird. Hello, this Locodane patch is awesome. Are you quitting smoking or something? Shiro, he's not chunky. The guy, the vet says Shiro's very healthy. He's perfection. He said that like you don't want to see ribs, but you want to be able to feel the ribs. Don't forget to take a carton of eggs for jury duty. No, eggs are still expensive. Actually, no, are they expensive still? I don't know. What is it, like $6, $8? I think Happy Eggs is like $6 to $8. Man, I wonder what dogs think when their owners put a camera. They hate it. They fucking hate it. My dogs are like, no. Not because of that. It was because of her mental condition, medical issues. Ellie has issues. Yeah, I don't know anything about the family, so I don't know much about her other siblings. I've seen like some videos of them talking about this whole case. But I'm like, why? I don't know. But I get it. I guess you have an audience. You feel like you have to address this. It feels weird to continue vlogging and acting like everything's normal. I don't know. Just remember to get out of jury duty. Say he is guilty. No, do you guys? Okay, so after the Amber Heard Johnny Depp shit, there's this TV show came out called Jury Duty, and one of the guys was like, "Hey, if you want to get out of jury duty, you have to be racist." Have you guys watched that TV show? I started watching a couple episodes. It's about this guy who serves on jury duty, but he doesn't know that it's like fake. But I feel like the whole thing is fake, so I don't know. It feels like way too synchronized. I don't know. Our pet channel's okay. I don't even want to get into that. I don't know. Okay, so there are some cute pet stuff that people upload on Facebook, but there are some weird shit that happens behind the scenes. I don't know. I'm always very hesitant when I like cute animal videos. Like, especially if like cute dogs dancing and stuff, because I hear sometimes people behind the scenes are not so great. I don't know. I'm just very like overly cautious, but I mean, there are cute pet channels out there. YouTube has saved kids' lives. We watched and reported those kids back when we were abused. If not for YouTube, it would not have been found out. Oh, you're talking about 8 passengers? The guy they picked for jury duty is really awesome. He did not know. It's a good. Wait, is it true? Because I feel like he has to have known. I don't know if I believe that he didn't know. I feel like they're lying to us. Because I feel like the guy was just too good for the role. I was like, no, he has to know. Because some of the stuff were way too trolly. Like I don't know, he had to have known that it was all fake. Oh, not 8 passengers, other kids. Oh my God, that's so sad. All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you guys have a good day. Take care. Thanks for hanging out today on the stream. Don't forget to hit the like button. I don't know, it doesn't really do anything, but I guess don't forget to hit the like button. But I'm gonna pop out, and like I said, I want to watch the Who the Fuck Did I Marry series from the TikTok stuff. I haven't seen it yet, but it sounds really interesting. So feel free to join us for next time. I stream on YouTube. I stream on Twitch. For YouTube and Twitch, I do like true crime stuff, and then on Twitch, I do just like video games. But I'm working on a second channel because, you know, my mind needs a break from all this true crime stuff. So I have a second channel that I've been like uploading stuff, but like it's all like kind of I'm still like testing stuff. So yeah, I'll share you guys the second channel sometimes in the future, but it's just like storytelling stuff and then recapping like books or TV shows or something like that. I don't know, I'm still not sure what direction I want to go with, but it's just a good break from true crime, you know, like get into like the fantasy world and just like random shit. But I hope you guys have a good one. Take care. I do want to work on a true crime video for some stuff that has been popping up in the news. So I do want to do some more like the true crime story time. But yeah, other than that, thanks for hanging out. Follow me on the... I don't know if that's going to work. I don't know. But my online moniker is the same on all platforms. YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, blah, blah, blah. Follow them all. Oh, I've been making videos on TikTok, okay? So check it out. Jodi modeling. Wait, Jodi modeling what? Don't forget, Jodi wants to be the Satan's... Or the Satan wants Jodi as her bride. Oh boy. Satan has a very interesting choice of women. Jodi's modeling for Purgatory. Oh, wait. You guys did mention that Becky Hill conference? Hold on, Becky Hill had a press conference? Can I watch it real quick? I kind of want to watch it.
Good morning.
I kind of want to watch it real quick. I haven't seen it yet. Wait, let me delete this. Remove. Yes. I know some of you guys are sick about Becky, okay? But I'm invested. Wait, is that her attorney? Wait, what? Is that her attorney? No. I know this guy is like an attorney for some of the Murdoch victims.
Morning, everybody. My name is Justin Bamberg.
Okay, the audio sucks much dick. Hold on a second. Let me put the audio up.
Myself, along with Will Lewis, are counsel for Miss Becky Hill, the Colleton County Clerk of Court. Today will be brief, but today's important. Obviously, over the last few months...
You mean a Threads account? There's literally no point into it. Instagram keeps trying to suck me into the Threads account, okay? They keep putting like spicy tweets or whatever they're called, trying to get people to click on it. I'm like, no, I'm not doing Threads. I am in an account and I'm like, this is useless. Bye.
Miss Hill has really wanted to address her constituents. Obviously, with things that were going on, she has certain rights, and she's got to protect herself, most of which came under the advice of counsel. And that, I think, has been lost on a lot of people with everything that's been going on, is that as clerk of court, you do have a constituency.
Let me say something. I think she was just embarrassed, okay? Like her holding that job as clerk of court, I think it was just embarrassing for her to continue her job. I think a lot of people were giving her the side eye, and let her find a different job. I think it'd be better for her too as well. If you go to Threads, then you can't delete Threads, as it will delete your Instagram account. Wait, are you serious? Oh no! We're locked in forever. Shit, I already made a Threads account.
The residents here in Colleton County, and today could have occurred hiding behind a computer screen or hiding behind her lawyers, and
I'm behind my computer screen. Hey weirdo, speak for yourself.
Miss Hill was committed to that not happening, and I stand with her, and I also respect her very much for being here today. So without further ado, I'll turn the floor over to Miss Becky.
Hey, she's holding her head up high. This woman has gone through so much.
Yeah.
Don't forget about the plagiarism too. Yikes.
Good morning, everyone. It has been my honor and pleasure to serve as your Colleton County Clerk of Court over these past 4 years. The clerk's office has provided many services to the citizens of Colleton County. The Colleton County Clerk's Office is proud of our services and the significant impacts we have made in the history of South Carolina. Here at the Colleton County Courthouse, you will find a full-service passport office with certified agents ready to help you, as well as...
What the fuck is this? We don't care about that. Talk about you.
Notary services and e-filing that has streamlined our civil processes.
Hey, Becky, if you're going to make an announcement about this, can you make sure to highlight all of the new technology that we have right now? What is this?
Another significant impact in our clerk's office was in 2023 when we had to manage one of the biggest trials in South Carolina history. Our small town came together and made everyone proud. Managing a trial with such importance to the people of South Carolina, as well as of the national and international media.
That guy has a proper beard. He does. Looks good.
Interest and public scrutiny.
I also like her, this lady right here. I like her streak. When I'm old, I hope I have like the rogue streak. Okay, I want like the gray hairs right here, the whites and all that. That's pretty fucking cool.
And has caused me to reflect upon decisions involving my stay in the office of the clerk of court.
Yeah, I think she was trying to do that. She's trying to list the things that were accomplished while she was there. I think she's trying to do that. But Becky, let's talk about the big thing. What else was accomplished while you were there, Becky? What murder trial did you almost fudge up?
And so after much reflection, I have decided that it is best not to run again for re-election. I will now be able to focus on being a wife, a mother, and grandmother to my 2 grandboys, and will be spending time with the people who mean the most to me. With the upcoming election, I wanted to ensure that I provided ample time for other Republican candidates who may be interested in pursuing this position. I want to publicly thank all of the citizens of Colleton County who voted for me, who have supported me, and who have stood by me. I also want to take just a moment.
Well, did you get banned on Twitter? Was it like pre-Elon or post-Elon?
To extend heartfelt condolences to the family and friends of a very, very kind, professional educator here in Colleton County who has departed this life and gone on to the other life that she has. And that is the family of Debbie Price.
She is something else. I just want to know where she's going with this.
And so today I just want to take a few seconds of silence just to remember her and her family and friends. I also want to thank my amazing staff who work in the Clerk of Court's office for the wonderful job that they have done and that they will continue to do. We are fortunate to have strong leadership within our office, and I am proud to say that our clerk's office will seamlessly move forward. I look forward to all of the future holds and will fondly remember the true amazing friendships that I have made while serving the incredible people of Colleton County. And so, as we fix our eyes forward, I would like to announce also that my resignation as Clerk of Court will be effective immediately. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I do have in my hand a signed copy of...
The way that she's smiling and like looking around in the room. It's like she's receiving a commendation or something.
Ms. Hill's official resignation, that will be forwarded to the governor's office, Governor Henry McMaster's office later today.
Who is this woman? This is the woman that was accused of jury tampering in the Murdoch trial, the huge murder case that happened. How long has it been now? Like a year and a half? Or was it a year ago? Oh, it was a year ago, I think. Oh my God, time flies. And they did this whole investigation. New judge came in and said that, you know, she was doing some shady shit and she only cared about herself. She cared about fame. Yikes.
I've served in the South Carolina State House for over
It's an elected position. They had to elect her and vote for her. Oh yeah, and she plagiarized in her new book and they got yoinked off the shelf. So yeah, that's so crazy. So they said that the reason why she was jury tampering was because she wanted to write this book. You know, she wanted to get a guilty verdict and she was gossiping a little too much, being a little too chatty catty. But then she released the book and she was getting some notoriety. It only lasted for a month. Okay. She had some book signings and all that. Ultimately, though, it was found out that there was a beginning of the chapter. It was like the preface where she just fucking plagiarized from another reporter. And then her co-author found out because her emails got leaked. And then now the book is no longer on the shelf. She only got to marinate in that glory for like 1 month. I don't know. What a crazy shit. Wire fraud. Oh, it was like wiretapping. Yeah, and then her son got accused for wiretapping because they were investigating his mom and his mom wanted to know what was going on or something like that, and her son got arrested like the day before Thanksgiving. Like, I don't know, man, there was so much shit happening. That's a lot of shit happening.
a decade now. When we run as elected officials...
Hell no. I mean, people might vote for her, but I don't think she would win. Hell no.
in this state, we run publicly. Our lives become public. We serve publicly. And it's only fitting, and I respect Ms. Hill very much.
Wait, okay, I think it's just mostly him talking.
Talking about the sitting clerk.
I want reporters to ask questions. Because we know they're going to be hard questions. Oh my God, if they don't let reporters ask questions. Oh shit, okay.
So these are dedicated in the bittersweet positive nature of, so that we can, with that said, happy to take any questions.
No. I don't want you to answer. I want her to answer. We haven't talked to you guys since January, and January was when the evidentiary hearing took place, whether or not she was involved in jury tampering. Okay, she's smiling right now. Let's see what they're going to say.
I mean, we respect Justice Toll, and she is a longtime jurist in this state. I don't think you'll find any lawyer that doesn't respect her. and we respect her decision in court. We respect her review of things and the comments that she made. She is former Chief Justice told.
Yeah, I mean, that judge basically bashed her and said that she was a fame-seeking mother effer. It was pretty harsh.
So at present, with the resignation of Ms. Hill, the deputy clerk will step in immediately to effectively run the clerk's office. And we anticipate that at some point in the immediate future, Governor McMaster may appoint a formal clerk of court to step in and actually be formally in charge. But for right now, and that's one thing that took some time lining everything up to make sure that with this decision, the clerk's office could continue to run effectively, efficiently for litigants and for the citizens. So there will be no gaps in service whatsoever to the people of Colleton County.
Boring. Next.
Gary Hale Jr. In fact, he's standing right behind me.
Gary, are you planning to run for the clerk office? I'm currently here, and I'm on the county's time, and I can't discuss that right now.
Becky, what would you say was the deciding factor in announcing your resignation?
Becky, what would you say is the deciding factor in announcing your resignation? I don't know. What was the deciding factor, Becky?
Without a doubt, my grandchildren.
No, you lying. She's lying. You're resigning because a lot of shit went down. Oh my God. What a liar.
If you have grandchildren, you know. You know.
Girl, shut up. Sorry, I'm unhinged right now. Let me just shut up and listen.
So you're saying your resignation had nothing to do at all with the investigation?
No, sir.
She's lying. I'm sorry. That reporter says, so you resigning right now has nothing to do with the investigation. She said, no, sir. No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I think she was very prideful in the position that she held.
If you have grandchildren, you know. You know.
So you're saying your resignation had nothing to do at all with the investigation?
No, sir.
What?
Ah, she's lying. I think she needs to be honest. She needs to be like, hey, you know what? Like that was, it was really stressful. It was a very stressful time in my life, and I want to focus on my kids, and I want to focus on my grandchildren. I don't know, man. At least like have an ounce of like honesty in your answers, because right now we're just like, you get the side eye, Becky. Kevin gets a side eye. Becky gets a side eye. Who else gets side eyes?
The resignation is strictly about the people of Colleton. And again, we're not going to get into any of the investigation stuff and all that as things are still open.
But sir, that's why we're here. That's why we're listening. We want to know more. We're so nosy.
But the primary and the main focus of today is what is in the best interest of the constituency, the public. And this ended up being the out of the options that were on the table, for example, just not running again and staying in office through the election, etc. Like I mentioned earlier, that ran the risk of detracting or impeding the public's ability to digest information from candidates about
Boo, he's giving the lawyer / politician answer. I don't give a fuck.
they want to offer. So that's why the decision was made. We'll take one more question. Yes, sir.
I can't hear what he's asking. There's someone blaring music in the background.
I believe, I would have to double check, but I believe the governor would have the ability to make an appointment. I don't know that there would be a special election. However, that wouldn't be out of the question. That question would probably be more directed for state election commission. And if there is a special election, of course, that will be announced by the powers that be in the elections office. And then folks will campaign, and the result will be the result. And then you will have your normal election in November.
Why does Becky have like a whole gang there? I mean, they probably work there, but I mean, I wonder if they're like, why am I even here? Maybe it looks like Becky has like support from her colleagues, I guess.
So thank y'all so very much.
No, that's all we got. Wah! Okay, I'm sorry. I'm so unhinged right now. I think going through the Kevin, Frankie, the Ruby, and the Jodi has just melted my mind. I think my brain is gonna melt, and now we're dealing with Becky Hill. And I wasn't ready for Becky. You know, Becky.
Stuff and all that.
Becky.
Just to remember.
I don't know. Oh, Becky. All right, y'all. I think that's about it for today. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you guys go out there, get some fresh air, get some sunshine, go work out, go hang out with your kids, your doggos, your family, you know. Don't let this true crime shit, like, keep you down, all right? I hope you guys have a good one. She's such a ridiculous woman. You know, I tried really hard to be fair to her. I tried really hard to give her benefit of the doubt, but the bullshit, you know, it's hard. The bullshit is pretty strong. It's pretty smelly. Almost as smelly as Jodi Hildebrand. Yeah, I hope you guys have a good one, though. Take care. Have a good one. Feel free to join the Discord. We have a Discord. You're welcome to talk about true crime stuff there, but we have non-true crime stuff there as well. It's kind of like a group chat for all of us when we're offline. Announcements go on there. I don't know. I think that's about it. I don't really have much to say. Smelling like Jodi. You know that rain when we were making fun of Jodi when she was like being dragged out of her house. We might need to add that as a sound effect for my stream. I don't know. Where it sounds like she's barking like a dog. Okay, so I'm super unhinged right now. I need to go eat. I think that's what it is. When I'm hungry, I start saying really unhinged stuff and I become really impatient. So I think I just need to end my stream and I need to go eat. I need to get off the internet. All right, guys, have a good one. Thank you so much for watching me on Twitch. Hope you guys have a good one. Thanks for a meme only chat. No, we're mixing it up with the news, okay? But yeah, thank you so much for hanging out on YouTube as well. I hope you guys have a good one and take care. Thanks for joining us on the live streams. Check out the videos that we post, and then I post on TikTok as well. And TikTok is a little bit different than the YouTube Shorts because YouTube Shorts only limits me to 1 minute. TikTok, I could do like 3-minute videos, which is really cool.